Bam, damn, a damn Alabama fan and proud of it. Gun Nation forever, brother.
Namath again faking, quickly finds his target.
Now cuts in. He's at the 40-yard line. He's at the 30.
Quick drop throws in the end zone.
Each number represents an expectation, a challenge that only a championship tradition can issue.
Pressure. Anders hits him. The ball is loose.
Alabama, here comes a heat. Cornelius Bennett. Whoa, did he get lit up?
It is an endless passing of the torch that urges the wearer to enrich his legacy.
Brings pressure up the middle in a hurry. They can't get away from Dante.
Alexander first down and more. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. Turns it corner. Can you say goodbye?
Because at Alabama, tradition is not retired. It is built.
Going on, everybody? Welcome to the Barbershop Talk. Me, Milroe, I'll be one of your co-hosts. I'll start. From here, I'll start with you. All right. Yep. This new people.
Does put a smile on my face.
Hey, Van, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing good, sir. Switched it up
now
on me.
Yeah. Hey, we know. You know how it goes. That's all right. You were kind of muffled there. I've had that problem with another guy, so I have to come on and help, and it helps clear you up. So I jumped right in real quick. So now they can understand you a lot better. Sorry about that.
Good deal. No, we're good.
Oh,
shout out to Mathello Media.
Yeah.
Big Texas fan, big Cowboys fan. Nice guy. Got a great channel, by the way. Drop your link, Mathello.
So what we're going to talk about today? There ain't nothing to talk about, is there?
Well, other than my near ER experience after that ball game, woo-wee, I nearly had 2 strokes and a heart attack. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh man, I got such a kick. I went over and watched KB afterwards video of his last few minutes of his live watching, and I think he went through every freaking emotion that everybody went through last night. I mean, I was like him. We were going to, well, it was a great season, guys. We've done this and we done that. And when that touchdown hit, you could see. I didn't know about.
I was over on Coach Dude's channel. I went on with him there at the end, and so when we 4th and 31 or 4th and Milroe, as we're calling it now, back of the end zone touchdown there with about 30 something seconds left. I was on with him. I couldn't even say nothing. Got quiet. I couldn't believe it. Oh, man.
I was so daggum aggravated. I done thrown in the towel, I guess you want to call it. And I come in here and I cut on getting ready for some stuff. And I said, well, I'm going to go see what Coach Dude's up to. I've seen a little bit of his show already, and there y'all were. And I'm like, my goodness gracious, this man. So he going to have a heart attack.
Me and him cussed enough people to send him. We done had a plan. He was going to come pick me up. We was going to fight somebody outside the ball game. We done had enough.
Yeah, I seen that.
Man. I was mad at everybody.
Oh, I kind of went back in there.
What Spencer said.
I got to put that up there. Jeez. I just got to. Yeah. I went back in there and I said, well, I live and die with the tide. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to go in there. I was getting texts from some folks, and I said, well, you know, let's put it this way. They were in the same boat, and I just had to go in there and see what happened, watch the last play, and all that kind of good stuff. And then, of course, the touchdown came. And I'm like, oh, my goodness gracious. Now let's just make sure there ain't no pick six miracles or that young people jumping up through the ground and grabbing one of our players or something. You know what I'm talking about, that voodoo crap. And we pulled it out, and I'm like, I couldn't breathe for probably 30 minutes myself.
I was watching your late night show last night, and of course Blake Miles was on there and talking about how much he loves Jordan Harris Field, you know.
Oh, he got a heart off for that daggone field.
Something happens to that field, we're gonna have to hide that video. They gonna come look at Blake.
Oh yeah, if there's holes in that, yep. We don't, do you know Blake Miles? Don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it was a wild game. I know it wasn't what we expected, but that's why they play the game. I mean, you know what I mean? If they all win as expected, would you ever watch it? I wouldn't.
No.
Nobody brings drama like college football brings drama, especially rivalry games. I mean, it's got everything you want. You mad 1 minute, next minute you hugging people and screaming. I mean, it's crazy. And man, but I was getting so cracked up listening to Blake talk about that field last night.
Oh, he could not get off of that dadgum field.
He'd circle back to it about every 5-10 minutes.
Oh, but that was fun. It was fun. I love Alabama fans. I do. And last night they were classic.
I love a lot of them. Some of them can piss me off, but I think that's every fan base really. We got some that hate everything we do. It don't matter what. I don't even understand why they're Alabama fans, to be honest with you. I mean, if you can't get some enjoyment out of this season, I'd stop watching.
Oh, this has been a great season.
And that's win or lose against Georgia this coming weekend. Regardless, man, what a fun season this has been.
Well, I would tell you what, I'm 60-something years old, fixed to be 62. I've been watching Alabama football a long time. And I've had a lot of great games to watch. And I'm sure every fan base can say that. But Alabama's just always been special to me. Nobody plays football like Alabama plays football.
Just means more.
Yeah. And the last few years was just been kind of humdry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got rid of the coaches, and now we got and not downing Bryce Young, Will Anderson. They were great players for us, but I am more excited about this team, and I've been saying it all year long. We have a team, and others are right there with me. It's just, we have a team this year, and it's been fun to watch them. It's been fun to watch them grow, like Peter says.
But, you know, the difference really, like Bryce Young, to me, he's the greatest quarterback that Alabama's ever had. That's just my opinion. You know, everybody's got opinions. It's hard to really make a comparison because football's changed so much, you know, from 10 years ago. You know, the way defense is played, the way calls are made, you know, football's played a little different than it used to be. So comparisons, it's all in what you think and what you see. But you knew what you was getting when he came to Alabama. He was highly recruited. He was a big-time player. You knew he was going to be a big-time player. He's one of those guys that I just didn't think would be a bust, and, of course, he wasn't. But it's been a little different with Milroe. Milroe's been fun for a different reason.
Well, that's because he had so much adversity that he's had against him. And some of that was from me, too, to be honest with you. But, and I've said I'm not one of those that eat crow about it. I sat there and watched it. I pulled for it. He checked every box that I was mentioning and checked every dadgum one of them.
Well, yeah.
And yes, I still like Tyler Buckner. Huh?
I've been coming at a lot of Alabama fans that just hated on Milroe all season long. I've been coming at them. I don't care.
It wasn't hate. It was wanting to do better.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about you. I know better than that.
Yeah.
You're pretty open-minded. As I am, you know, if Ty Simpson had become the quarterback, I was rooting for Milroe because he got thrown in the mix last year and got the job done. It may not have been the prettiest at times, but he won. And I liked the kid, so I wanted to see him do good. But had Ty become the starter, I'd have rooted for Ty too. I'm rooting for everybody. You know, I've made jokes about Tyler Buckner, but hey, appreciate you coming to the university just the same.
Yeah,
you know,
we always need a clipboard holder.
Hey, I wouldn't mind going down there and hanging out for 2 years and becoming a graduate assistant, being part of the Saban coaching tree. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
If you're watching that, Saban, put me in, coach.
Yeah. Put me in when you want me to.
Yeah, I'll hold that.
I'll go take a knee for you.
That would have been the wildest sidelines if he'd let me come down there that you've ever seen in your life. I'd be trying to hype up everybody.
Oh.
Because I can't sit still watching the game at home. I know I wouldn't be no good on the sideline sitting still.
Who's your guy that's from Texas?
Oh, that was Mothello.
Othello. Is he still on here?
I'm not sure. Met him through Coach Dude actually last night. Pretty nice guy.
Coach Dude.
Yeah.
I love Coach Dude, man. He was fun last night.
Yeah, man. Yes, me and him had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows last night together.
Okay. I'm looking to see if he's on here. I don't see him saying anything yet. Yeah, I didn't see that, Brittany. I hope he was, because that's always about sports.
Yeah, it's about the team. It's about the team. Yeah. You want the team to do good. You're part of that team.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. There's the link, guys. If you want to come in here and talk with Van and me, y'all come right on. But let's talk about the game before we move on to anything else. You want to?
Oh yeah.
Brittany says, "Can we talk about that O-line?" Wonderful job. I'll go with that. I think wonderful job.
There was some mistakes made. I got a little aggravated at J.C. Latham at times, but overall, I thought, and let's be honest here, they're bigger, stronger than that Auburn D-line. They should push them around. You know, I'm not going to put them up on a shelf for doing their job, but at the same time, they've overcome a lot of adversity this year too. There's been some pieces mixed around. You know, there's been a lot of doubt placed on the young guy on the left, and you know, they've overcome it. We've done what we've needed to do. I caught a lot of what you said last night. Y'all were talking about the playoff committee, and I'm sure we'll cover that today too. But I'm in a weird place right now because regardless if we go to the playoffs or not, man, I've enjoyed this team. It's one of my favorite teams.
No, it's not a weird place. We got pride, and we are so proud of this team. We really are, because from where they come from the MTSU game, which, you know, that was a joke. Texas with a loss that really hurt, and we have grown up so much since then. I don't think Texas wants none of us. No way, not no more. Once they say what we're doing, they're riding.
I have to be realistic. I watched Texas and Texas Tech Friday night, and Texas went out and handled their business. Should they have beat them?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they went out and handled their business, and they, they're a good football team too. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're deep at a lot of spots. I mean, they beat us, and we can't say nothing else about that. We split the series 1-1, and they're coming into the SEC next year, and I'm happy they're coming into the SEC. At least we're bringing in good teams. Them and Oklahoma are storied programs. They're rivals. And if you made a list of the top most important teams in college football history, I'd put them both in the top 10. So that just adds more power to the SEC, which is what we want, so we can always have some representation in the playoffs. Of course, them going to 12 teams, I'm with Blake Miles. We'll probably have 4 teams in there next year, but regardless,
at least 3.
The more good teams you bring in, just like Tom Reed said, iron sharpens iron. Teams get better playing good teams.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna ever hear me brag about beating Chattanooga. There's nothing to brag about. We should beat them.
That's a highlight reel.
Yeah. To me, it ain't nothing but an injury game. Guys get banged up because Chattanooga's coming out there like it's their Super Bowl. We're just going out there trying to take care of business and be focused. And things get weird sometimes in those games. I don't know. I'd get fired if I could make schedules because I would want to play top 5 teams as my non-conference game.
Mm-hmm.
So be it. If you run through that, who's denying you? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. But we'll get on scheduling and all that kind of stuff later. Oh dear.
Pizza breaking stuff. Oh, why didn't he do some live footage from his house last night? I would have
paid for it.
Oh yeah, I would have paid good money.
I would have paid good money to watch the last 5 minutes with Spencer last night.
I would have paid for that like I did pay-per-view boxing back in the day. No problem.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I tell you what, Auburn come out, they come to play, and they done just like I thought they would do. They would come out with trick stuff and this and that. And
my hat's off to them for playing up to competition instead of, just showing up and thinking we're beat. My hat's off to them, especially what they went through last week.
Mm-hmm.
But on the reverse of that, I'm still a little pissed off that Alabama didn't come out and hang 50 on them because they're capable of it. Even when we were losing by a point, we were losing 21-20 at one point. I believe it was. Right before Auburn kicked the field goal. You could see the difference in our athletes. You could see the difference in our team. And we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. The play calling was sketchy for 2 quarters solid. And I just couldn't understand it. I mean, you got to go out and take care of business, man. I thought this team was more disciplined than that. And we got a lot of things to work on for next Saturday. I'm not a troll. I don't go out and just start trashing people we're going to play against. You've never heard me trash Georgia. I respect Georgia. They're a good program. They're the best program right now until somebody unseats them. People ain't going to like that, but it's true. They're number 1 for a reason. They've won, 29 straight ball games?
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. No.
But I understand you're saying because of their schedule, it was a lot of soft opponents or whatever. But, they still went out and took care of business.
I don't care. You want to talk about that streak? It's because of the Alabama with Bear Bryant. Okay, that's where that's coming from. Come on, Alabama played a lot tougher teams than Georgia ever thought about and was winning. I just don't want to hear that.
And I agree.
I'm trying to hold my tongue.
No. This is no. I'm just a co-host. We co-host this. This is our show. You talk about what you want to. Now, I can't say I'll sit here and agree with you, but we may have a good conversation from it.
I will put it to you like this. I about set up. No, I didn't say because there was other things to talk about. I didn't get onto it really, to be honest with you. I'm gonna say this much: the referees, and I'm starting to keeping that eye out for this particular group. Be honest with you, it seems like when we get penalties or a lot of penalties, this crew seems to be involved a little bit for some reason.
They do. I
And
actually, though, they missed calls for Alabama. They missed calls
oh
against
yeah,
Auburn. I mean, overall, eh, they let them play
well
a
they
lot.
did. Now they did let them play. They
Yeah.
did let them play. So I'll give them that. That's about it. You know, I'll tell you what, Auburn, they didn't have no passing game. They
No.
had one hell of a running game.
But did we
I mean,
honestly think they would? I mean, I've watched them all year. When they finally narrowed down the quarterback they wanted, he still wasn't that great of a passer. I mean, and to
no,
me, he runs like he's got cement shoes on. I was offended that we was letting him run like he did.
I was too.
I mean, that's just me being honest. We were not setting the edge whatsoever. And I don't know. It was Alabama. It took them a while to wake up. And I ain't trying to make excuses for them, but Alabama is better than Auburn as of right now. Alabama is a better team than Auburn. The record shows it. And we played half-assed and still won. And you know, I would like to see us play a complete ball game. I'm still waiting on it. I still didn't think we played a complete ball game against Chattanooga. I didn't think it against Kentucky. We looked good on the scoreboard, but we still made mental mistakes. We still did things that if I was a coach, I wouldn't be happy about. And I'm sure our coach isn't happy about because, I mean, he's the best because he's never satisfied. But I'm happy for the win. I never want to lose to Auburn. That's my championship game. We could go 1-11, and I'd be on here talking shit when we beat Auburn because I hate Auburn.
I was thinking about that this morning. You said, I hate Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
You've been saying it all year long.
I dislike Tennessee. I hate Auburn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this is our real rivalry. Everybody wants to claim rivalry against Alabama. No, this is it.
I like to claim LSU as a rival because that ball game is always pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not the rivalry that Alabama and Auburn is.
No, but I could see it being down the road if it keeps determining who wins the West eventually. Because if Auburn continues to just be a middle of the road team, eventually, are you really going to look at it like? Because I remember when Alabama Mississippi State was a bigger deal than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And Mississippi State's been mid for so long that we don't really look at them as rivals anymore. And that's not talking shit. That's just being honest. And if Auburn keep floundering like they do and spiking up and having a good season once every 10 years, the rivalry's going to lose its luster over time. Tennessee game lost its luster. I mean, by year 12 or 13, honestly, you looked at it like he's going to play Kentucky.
Yeah.
And now Tennessee's program's gotten better. They had a great year last year. They had an okay year this year. And now we look at the rivalry like it's a rivalry again. That's just my outlook. I'm not trying to speak for everybody else. That's how I look at it, my crazy head. But
I'm going to say it this way then. Tennessee has always been a good fighting team. It's been good games throughout the years. And LSU has always been a thorn on our side too. Mississippi State, like you said, there was always a team to worry about because they could beat you. And
back when Jackie Sherrill days, back when Jackie Sherrill was their coach, they were a good running football program. They wasn't going to win no national championship. They were going to go out and bust everybody in the mouth, and you better be ready for them back then.
And they had some beasts up there in the trenches.
Yep,
especially that O line, and they could get things done. Let's put it that way. LSU, like I said, it's kind of like that's the one that really pointed to the West. Auburn, when they had good teams, we had to worry because then that would really determine who was going to be the West.
Mm-hmm.
But the fights and the way games have been played, their in-state rivals getting players and stuff like that. You know, that's what makes Auburn our really true rivalry game. Okay.
Now, I'm gonna say this,
hey, they should have lost by 40, 50 points last night. They should have. And look what they done.
And I would
Yeah.
remind my team that every day this week.
Mhm.
But
Georgia's nowhere even near a rivalry. It's just a tough game.
to me, I kind of look at Georgia as rivals now because we were king of the mountain for so long, and then Georgia unseated us, but we're still hanging around,
Mhm.
ready to try to take our spot back. You know, we didn't just fall off like Clemson did.
Oh no, the king's
And
not dead.
so the level of success that both programs have had and the ties between the coaches and being one state
Mhm.
over and being part of the same, conference, to me, I look at them like a rival. And Ole Miss is trending upward to me as well for a game because now
Mhm.
2 out of 3 seasons they've had 10 wins. They're talked about. They're a top 25 program consistently now. So that game's starting to mean more because if we stumbled whatsoever, Ole Miss was right on our heels, try to get into the SEC West this year, try to take that spot. So that game's trending upward. The Arkansas game don't mean anything anymore. And I know we've never been
Mhm.
official rivalries, but it used to be a good ball game. The score's close, but it never feels like we should lose. You get what I mean?
I do. Look at it this way. Uh, every team. Okay, I'm gonna use Georgia for an example. Uh, Georgia's been champions the last 2 years. They would have claimed this and claimed that streak. Whatever. Okay. I still don't see people coming on TV on none of these games, north, south, whatever, with a little sign that says "We want Georgia." Just about all of them. When we're top ranked, we want Bama. We want Bama. It's all over the place, all over the nation.
And I see that, which I don't watch a lot of TV other than the college games themselves. So I don't really see as much of it as I used to. Shout out Nick Saban Jr. in the chat, by the way. Roll Tide, brother. But I mean, right now, you got to look at Georgia's program though, and I know your schedule is your hang up, and we may try to get into that a little bit later because I know there's some Georgia fans hanging out in the chat and they want to know what's up. And it's a good conversation starter. But I look at Georgia's program and I look at their coach. He's a respectable guy. He's done a good job. He's kept them consistent. He's on one heck of a winning streak. I got one heck of a 4-year-old popping up behind me. And but I just can't say bad things about them. They play mistake-free football for the most part. They're a well-oiled machine. And I mean, my hat's off to them. I'm glad we're playing them. I'd rather lose to a good team than a bad team. And that's just how I look at it.
Well, I'm just saying, as far as Georgia goes, if it wasn't for the social media platforms that people have today, the trash talking that gets spoken and all that kind of stuff between the two teams, the fan bases.
And I agree, but I've seen our side say some stupid stuff too in the past, and
Well, I'm not saying
I don't
that.
defend that either.
What I'm saying is it's become more heated because of those social platforms. Back in my day, all you had was newspaper and radio. You see what
Sure.
I'm saying?
And
And
word
what
of
you heard
mouth,
on the
you
TV.
see folks out, and
Yeah,
you
you
job
had
like if you was trucking or whatever, and you go state to state, and
like I did.
you meet people.
He's photo bombing you.
That one ain't shy.
No, he ain't. No, he ain't. But I would go to Tennessee, Georgia, and places like that. But I had face to face interaction with them, and it was still nothing like the rivalry between Auburn and Alabama. It's what I'm going with. That's why I don't consider Georgia not really a rivalry. It's more a step of. I'm not even going to say right now it's a step above LSU because they're champs. They got Kirby, which coached for us for a long time. So yeah, you got some room to put them up there, but nobody's going to be that rivalry like at Auburn. Now, if Auburn keeps fading on down, we may have to find us a different rivalry to hang our hat on, and it may be Georgia. But right now, it's not there yet. That's
I
what I'm
keep
getting
telling
at.
everybody when Auburn finally leaves the SEC and joins the MAC conference, can we play at a neutral site instead of playing at Jordan Hare every other year?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, by the way, guys, I put the link in, so if you want to come in here and Ratchet Jaw with Van and I, or with Van, I don't care.
Yeah,
Y'all
jump
come
on
right
in.
on in. Yep. Because we'll sit here and talk about it. I'm gonna put it on there, barbershop bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that's all we do. This is just like a conversation. If me and Icebox talk on the phone, it's going to last an hour or two, and we're going to start over here, and then we end up way over here. This is how this show kind of come about. Because me and him, every time we got on the phone, we'd talk about 400 different things. And he can tell I like talking to him because I ain't much about being on the phone very much, but I always end up talking to him a long time.
Mm-hmm. All right. You want to jump into the committees?
Yeah, why not?
Because I still say Auburn is not much to talk about. I'm gonna have to get me one of those.
He's fun to have around.
No, he'd be a blast.
Oh, he is. But yeah, as far as the
Yeah.
committee goes, though,
Mm-hmm.
man, there's so many routes and different ways you can go. So many conversations can be had. It makes your head hurt a little bit. You try to break down all these scenarios, and we really didn't get it to play out on the field like we wanted it to. You know, Washington survived. Oregon blew out the team they were playing. Texas blew out Texas Tech. Ohio State lost like a lot of people thought they would. Florida State survived. Louisville went down to Kentucky, and now it's making everybody question whether they can beat Florida State or not. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's me.
And so, you know, I've just kind of had to take a step back from it all and go, I'm not going to let the playoff committee decide whether my team was good or not. My team's been great.
Oh.
They've gotten better every week. Yes, we didn't look like we necessarily should have had, but we won. This team is a survivor.
Mm-hmm.
And much like the 2011 team, we didn't always get it done the way it should have got done, but we survived. The difference being the 2011 team got a redemption shot because the last 2-3 weeks of the football season, top teams started falling off in front of us. With that being said, and just like Spencer said, we can only control our next game. If we go out and take care of business against Georgia, and it's going to take everything we got.
It is.
We're not better than Georgia. We're on even playing field, in my opinion, because of the talent. I would give our coach the heads up. I think he's the greatest of all time, but they got a good staff over there. And Kirby very well in 20, 30 years may be in the same conversation. So, you know, I think we're on an even playing field. In fact, might give the edge to Georgia just because right now that everything runs through them, not us.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's going to take everything we've got. We're going to have to play mistake-free football, which we hadn't necessarily proved we can all year. You know, the penalties, while not as bad as they were necessarily last year, are still costly. Still getting touchdowns called back. You know, I don't know how many touchdowns we've had called back this year because of mistakes, including the Texas game, which was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't even be having this conversation right now for that game. And so it's going to take everything Alabama's got to win. And Georgia just, while they have flaws, they cover them well. And they don't put themselves in positions necessarily to have to rely on their weaknesses. And that's coaching. You know, that's good coaching on their part. And yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a ball game. I can't wait to watch it. No matter the outcome, if we go down, at least we go down to a good team. We'll know where we stand.
Well, I'm going to say it this way. I don't trust the committee. I don't like what they're doing. But that's going to be normal. That's going to be
Anytime you
normal
got
from an
people
Alabama
making
fan.
decisions, you can't trust it. There's going to be a little bit of bias. There's going to be people that don't look at it the way they necessarily should. I mean, that's anything.
I'm going to say it this way. If Georgia had lost one game and they were basically in our shoes, they would be talking the same way. They don't trust the committee. And really, nobody really does. You know, they want the easy road out. Everybody win their games and have 4 teams that haven't lost. And okay, yeah, you're done. Pick'ems. Let me hit that real quick before I bring this guest on. I just got my chat up late last night. YouTube waits for me to get my chats, and so I didn't get to go through it. I went through a little bit, and I have got to finish it up, and we will announce the winner. And I got a good feeling I already know who it is.
I didn't get to play. I had to drop off after week 4 because I was busy on Saturdays and didn't get to start getting my picks in because I was in the running there for a little bit. But
Yep. And so was Rags and Fitness. He was really knocking it out of the park.
That's a guy I ain't talked to in a while. Is he doing all right?
I haven't talked to him. He's been so busy. His job changed, hours changed, and everything.
Yeah, I understand.
But anyways, y'all tune in. We'll announce it on Tuesday night's show. Okay, because I'm double checking. I'm checking my list and checking it twice. Okay, just to make sure, to be sure, because I don't cheat. I don't cheat nobody. I have no preferences. This has been one hell of a game, guys. Y'all have really done good. So I'm making sure before I announce it because I don't want to pull a Steve Harvey. You got it. I'm sorry. It goes over to somebody else. No, we're not doing that.
I don't know. That would be
sure.
Style, though.
No.
Because you the pop-up smart ass.
But I got a good idea who won. I just want to make sure of it. I got to make sure of it. Okay. And there's something I'm looking at that I want to make sure of. But anyways, Tuesday night, we will announce it. I'll get with Spencer and them and see when they'll permit me to come on there and say who won and everything. So it'll be a good night to put it on there. So, yep. And by the way, whoever wins, I will need your address. We will need to talk so I can get this sent to you as quick as possible so you can have it by Christmas or way before Christmas, actually. But that way you have it to do whatever you want to do with it. All right. You ready for your guess?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
I had a feeling.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
There's my dude. What's
going on,
bud?
So what?
I said, what's going on with you, Blake?
Not much. Trying to see what we talking about today.
Oh, you know what we're talking about.
Trying to figure out what we're gonna see in this Georgia game. Let's see. But I think last night was a learning experience.
Definitely.
I think it was a big learning experience, but a wake-up call for the defense to actually figure out what they need to do to improve on their game. When they go watch that film, I think they're going to figure out a lot of stuff, what they need to do. They're going to figure out some stuff. But like I was saying last night, I'm going to pick that back up.
Don't talk about that down. Say it again.
No, I'm gonna leave the field alone for right now, though.
Hey, we're trying to cover.
I'm gonna leave the field alone for right now.
Go down there and start digging holes. They're gonna be watching that video. Where's Blake Miles? Where does he live?
But what I was about to get ready to say is, we got to get pressure on Carson Beck. That's gonna be the key to the game. Get him rattled. Get him to make a couple mistakes here and now. Just keep him busy. Yep. I have not seen a defense from like other teams they on face so far. I have not seen somebody like get back there and actually just oppose their will and just keep this guy busy. We cannot let him stand in the pocket like a statue and just pick his shots and burn us up. We can't do that.
I agree with that. Yeah, I've watched Georgia all year long, and nobody has really been able to dirty his jersey up. Nobody.
Every time I see this guy, he got a clean jersey.
Yep, and that's a test.
Every time I see this guy, he got a clean jersey.
You know, their offensive line, and he's doing a good job too of climbing the pocket if it starts to collapse.
Yeah.
Good footwork. He's a good quarterback. But I agree with you 100%. We got to get pressure on that man and try to make him make mistakes because that's something Georgia don't do. They're not used to. They're not used to making mistakes, and we have to capitalize on that.
Yes. We have to. On this game right here, I need Kevin Steele, Tom Reese. I need Nick Saban to send a message. They're going to have to empty out their playbooks. Use everything you got. Throw everything you can at these guys. And leave it all on the field. As players, they're going to have to come together have a team meeting like they did before. Have a team meeting. Because soon as they did a team meeting, it's like they woke up. All right, have a team meeting. Lay it all out on the line. Leave it all on the field. May the best team win. That's all you can do. Because right now the playing field is level. The playing field is level. After watching us play Auburn last night, and then if you go back and you watch how Georgia played Auburn, it's a lot of similarities.
Big time.
A lot of similarities. What we got to do is we got to play better than them in all categories.
And, you know,
outplay them in the game, but make the scoreboard actually reflect it. Because we outplayed Auburn last night, but the scoreboard didn't reflect what we was doing.
Well, Stephen Hicks just brought it up in the chat. You know, we lost what, 3 touchdowns due to flags and stuff like that. So the game wouldn't really. Of course, it was close on the scoreboard, but it didn't have to be. It wasn't like we had the inability to score. It was we were shooting ourselves in the foot when we did.
Yes, in the red zone. We gotta stop that. We gotta clear that up. But Terrion Horner at the end of that game, that was a pick six. That was a pick six. He didn't step out of bounds. They snapped the ball. They snapped the ball before 1. Yeah, that was a pick six. That should have counted. But I think in this game, I think he's going to get one in this game and early. If they make Carson Beck start making mistakes, get him off rhythm, get him rattled a little bit, he's going to make a mistake.
I agree because he's young and he's not used to dealing with adversity. He hadn't had to really face a whole lot of adversity. So
at all,
keep pressure on him, make him make mistakes. Let's see what he can do from that. And hey, he may stand tall and look like the best quarterback in the country, but until we do it to him, we'll never know. So we have to put pressure on him and try to control him. Yes, 100% agree.
Yes, and I need Black to get on the loose, and then I need Kendra Law. He need to come on in, keep doing what he's doing.
I'm a little aggravated with Nah Black right now. Like, you know, it was like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. I think they ended up giving first down. Man, you got to lower that shoulder. You got to lower that shoulder. Get in there. Quit trying to be pretty. You got to get dirty sometimes. You're tied in, man. You block and you got to get in there.
Yes, he's going to have to, basically what I was getting to, he's going to have to get down and nasty. He's going to have to get down and nasty one time. And this guy, Kendra Lowe, I need him to keep doing what he's doing. Except I need him, when he's running his route, get creative. Like, he need to have a second option where if he's going down the field for a pass or whatever, he gets the ball, I need him to start at least scanning the field. And if he got a cutback, just cut it back, go on up the field. No stutter stepping, just full blast, full speed, full speed ahead. I think if we come out and we just play our best game, just like I'm saying, and throw the playbook at these guys, I think we'll win.
I don't think Alabama's played their best game yet.
No.
We're due. And what a time to do it, because the national championship runs through December 2nd. Saturday.
We need to play our best ball.
In my opinion, I could be wrong. You know, we're all subject to be wrong here. I mean, experts. But to me, whoever wins Saturday and gets in that playoff is your national champion. That's just how I look at it. I don't think Washington can hang with either team. They ain't physical. Michigan is built to be physical, but their quarterbacks jump to me. I don't like that.
Yeah, I know, but Michigan. Yeah. But Michigan, but Michigan, they're not Alabama. They're not Georgia. They're not used to a team that's going to keep coming and coming and coming. They're not used to the type of defense that we run out here, that we basically get more creative when you start dialing up stuff to contain guys and got guys jumping routes and stuff. They're not used to guys being in a backfield all game. And that's what the SEC does. Like, this is what we do. We dial up the defense. We start sending all kinds of stunts, blitz packages, all kinds of stuff. We give teams different looks. Michigan ain't used to a team that's going to give them different looks, like on every down of a game, or they're not all around. They're just not used to the type of physicality we got in the SEC. Somebody that's going to come out punch in the mouth, but then keep on trying to punch.
This is a little off subject, but if you had a vote right now, who you voting for Heisman?
For the Heisman?
Yeah.
Penix.
Interesting.
Till somebody beat him.
Interesting.
Second option, Bo Nix.
Wow.
Yeah.
You may be the first person I've talked to that had those two.
Because they're really making a lot of noise. Now, Jaden Daniels, yes, he's good. He's good. But I don't see him getting that Heisman with those losses like that on their record. I don't see it.
That's a fair point.
And I could be wrong about that.
That's a fair point. I do feel like sometimes you've got to be a top 10 team a lot of time to win the Heisman. It's not always been.
Yes.
I think Paul Hornung won it one time with Notre Dame back in the 50s, and they didn't even have a 500 record. But
yeah,
regardless, I mean, that was 70 plus years ago. But regardless, if it was me, I'd have to vote Jaden Daniels. To me, he's put up numbers against the best teams in the country consistently. Nobody can say they've shut him down for 4 quarters. He put up astronomical stats. Now, does that translate to pro football? Don't know. But as far as college right now, it's hard to say anybody's better than him. But you made an argument. I mean, both of the guys you said, if they give them a trophy, I mean, I wouldn't get mad about it because they've all 3 played at a high level.
Yeah. Yes. But Jaden Daniels, he good. The numbers speak for itself, though. If he wins, it's going to be by a small margin if he does win it. Because they got to vote. They're going to have to vote. He's in competition right now with Penix and Bo Nix. He could beat them out. Jaden Daniels could beat them out. But right now,
I don't know. I look at it like this. Look at it like this. You take Bo Nix off of Oregon, they're not as powerful, but I think it's still be close to where they're at right now. Just because their defense is good enough in the Pac-12 to stop most teams, and they've got some playmakers around the ball. Washington, you have an argument. I don't think they're where they're at without at all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So for me, it'd be Penix. Daniel. If you take Daniel off LSU, they may not have 3 wins this year, but
minimum 2 wins.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Daniels. I'll take
it.
Yeah, I do. And it's simple. Without Daniels, LSU wouldn't be where they're at. Penix, they still would have a chance to, because they're a good team. That's one reason I'm not saying Milroe. I would love to throw Milroe into the conversation. But
I think Milroe deserves probably to be in the top
consideration.
Yeah. Yes.
And don't sleep on next year, by the way. This coming out party, we still ain't seen Milroe's best yet. And that's the scary thing about Milroe. We have not yet seen him capped out yet. We've seen him. He cemented his status yesterday. Like, you can never say he couldn't get it done at Bama. How many times this year has he done it and it mattered most? That's the sign of a great player. An all-time great gets it done with that. All of your hands get it done. But next year, don't be surprised if he's at the Heisman ceremony next year. I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't think it's this year. Speaking of, and this is just off topic, guys. This is way out there off topic. Milroe's coming back next year. We're getting Julius Saying next year. We got Ty Simpson. We got all these other quarterbacks, and I'm gonna just say it like this: Tyler Buckner, Eli Holstein. You're not going to be in the competition. Okay. Lonergan might be.
I don't know.
Buckner's definitely not.
No, I don't think Buckner,
Holstein,
but I don't think Buckner goes anywhere either necessarily. I think Buckner's there for a different reason.
Yeah.
And I
do
said it
too.
earlier. I think he's looking long term. I think he wants to be a graduate assistant. He wants to maybe look into coaching. And I mean, we're better to start out, you know. But
oh yeah, no doubt. I would take that. Y'all can
if
talk
I
about
was
me all
Ty
you want.
Simpson, I would transfer personally, just because he's got good enough talent to go somewhere else and have a good season. But he's not going to beat out Milroe. You know it. I know.
I know.
He had all year to do it. He couldn't do it.
I know, but I think Ty Simpson, he need to do what Mac Jones did. Stick around. Mac Jones stuck around. He stuck around and became a champ. He sat on the bench for about 3 years, but he stuck around and he became a champ. He was developing his craft. He was developing his skill in craft. He was learning, studied the playbook hard, studied films hard, and hello, championship. Ty Simpson, he's got those similarities to Mac Jones.
He's a better athlete.
Except this guy is a little bit more mobile, but he's got those Mac Jones similarities. I think Ty Simpson should just wait it out, wait his turn, which I think it's coming. He got to do that. It's coming. It's coming. If he be patient and do what Mac Jones did and just be patient, might have another champion sitting right there on that bench.
All right, well,
you never know. You never know. I mean, Julian saying, I mean, I've seen the film. Man, that kid looks incredible. He really does. To me, his film looks better than Ty's did coming out of high school. Saying's doing it against better competition at the high school level than Ty was, you know, in high school ball. But that being said, I've seen guys make leaps and bounds in a year or two difference, and you don't even look like the same guys anymore. You know, big time. I mean, there again, Mac Jones. You remember that year against Auburn? He looked awful when he come in. He looked awful. The next year, different guy, but his mentality kept him there. He wasn't going to give up. He worked hard. He didn't have the best arm. He wasn't athletic. Not like, you know, not like we're used to. But he didn't have the most accurate arm. He didn't have the most powerful arm. But his mentality, dude, he had instinct, man. I'm telling you, he finished it off. That guy, man.
Yes. But like I say, Ty Simpson, I like that guy. If he sticks around, I got a good feeling.
Oh, yeah.
I got a good feeling it's going to be the next big thing. He's going to be a champion. Just like Mac Jones did. He stuck around, developed, studied, trained. Hey, went through the process. And look what happened.
Oh, yeah.
A champion. He ain't got long to wait.
No.
Because if Milroe come back next season and he decides he's going to wait it out, and then Milroe after the next season goes on to the NFL, we're going to see Ty Simpson. For sure. Because Julian saying and these other guys, okay, I know they good, but they ain't got what Ty Simpson has as he been already in. He's developing. He's got the game experience. Right now, talent-wise and just performance-wise, that's why Ty Simpson is quarterback 2 behind Milroe for a reason. If Ty wakes it out, like Mac did, we're gonna be seeing the next big thing, and we might even have another Heisman Trophy winner sitting right on the bench.
Hey, you never know. You really don't. I mean,
like when you be patient like that, and then you wait your time, it always seems like great things come to you. But these guys,
it's hard to forecast. It really is. You know, there's a lot of teams out there that've got that much talent at quarterback. I mean, look at Texas. Do you watch Texas Tech Friday night?
Yeah.
Man, they're stacked at quarterback too. The future looks bright for that team, you know. And
it does.
And then but it makes you wonder. Next year, Ewers leaves. the guy that was backing him up, I can't remember his name. He looked good. You got Arch Manning sitting there right behind him, and you know Arch he's ready to go. He wants to play, and so does he transfer? You know, and Alabama's in the same boat. You know, does Lonergan stick around, or does he beat out Ty, or does Ty look like the best quarterback? You know, that's the fun part in the spring. That's what keeps fans coming.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, man. But now Arch Manning coming into the game, don't think he takes over the job after Quentin Ewers leave. It's always that big but. It's always a big but.
Mm-hmm.
Is Texas gonna be the same? Is like the performance on the field, like the development? How fast can he develop and go through the process?
Right.
I don't know. Will they take a step back or take a step forward?
Yep.
We don't know. That's $1 million question. I ain't got the answer to.
Oh yeah, hard to predict.
I didn't do a thing. See, powers. Well, Milroe is
I see what Justin Summerlin's saying. He says, "Yeah, Texas Tech is a bad team. So is Auburn." Are we gonna sit here and act like Auburn's good?
Mm-mm.
They ain't.
No.
South Florida wasn't good either. You can't base it off of one game.
I believe we have a spy in the chat room. I've seen that dog before. I think I know who it is.
Georgia fans are welcome here too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But he's under a different name.
No, I know this kid. I talked to him last night. I think it was Coach Food Room. Yeah.
Ocean Drive. That looks like that symbol. That looks like the biggest hater.
Don't guess I know
him. Big C. I believe it is. All right, let me say this, and we'll bring a guy back on. Milroe is a redshirt sophomore, which makes him a junior. The next year he would be a redshirt junior, which will make him a senior. If he's graduated, he has a chance to move on to the NFL, and that's what I look for to happen. You'll have Sayin coming in next year, or he'll be in there this December, from what I'm understanding, and he'll have the chance to study under the rest of them. Milroe, see what greatness really is all about. I do believe he's going to make us a fine quarterback. But you also have Lonergan, who looks like he's going to be a fine quarterback. I looked to see they're not going to replace Milroe barring injury. So Ty Simpson's got a decision to make. Let me go ahead and get him in here while I can. So if Ty stays, he's staying basically in case Milroe gets hurt. Because by then you're going to have a redshirt freshman in Julian Sayin. You're going to have Lonergan, who's I can't remember if he's a redshirt freshman or not, to be honest with you. But I think he could make a fine quarterback too. I actually think he could be better than Ty.
Lonergan
gets some training in.
Lonergan's high school tape was impressive. I mean, he's a good athlete. He's a multi-sport athlete. And I've always liked that in a quarterback, a guy that plays baseball, plays basketball, plays football, because a lot of that transitions into sport. You train a little different. You see things a little different because you're exposed to more things. Yeah, I think Butler's a guy that could make some noise coming up. Definitely.
Yes, he can.
Hey, Ty's super talented, man. I mean, sky's the limit for that dude. I still think Eli Holston looks good in places that I've seen him. I mean, good Lord at the talent we got at quarterback.
Yes.
Well, let's not forget we got talent
all on it.
Hey, and Buckner is the best. He is the best clipboard holder in the country, and I'll go to war for that all day.
Yeah. But like I said a couple weeks ago, Alabama's depth chart, and then the players we got. Oh man, we just oozing with talent. We got so much of talent.
Yep.
It's it's just unbearable. We just got a lot of talent, and I wish I could get
We
to see
do.
all these guys. I,
Yeah, he cut out on us. Yeah, I am too. I think we're set at quarterbacks, to be honest with you, for a while, and we'll probably get another one next year. You know how it goes, the rest of the rotation. But we do have some fine quarterbacks, and I think we're set some, for the next 3 years, anyways. I think we should be starting working on O line and running backs, and of course, we're always working on defense. So.
yep.
But I think those, it's kind of like when Saban got here first, he was really going after the offensive line in his recruiting. And
Yes.
when that got
Yeah, it was.
success, he went to running backs, and he wasn't so much worried about quarterbacks, but he did get some. You see what I'm saying? It's a process that this man goes through in his plans, and every day he does things. That's the same. He processes things. I think it's a good thing that he does that. We just have to be patient, and that's what we've done. Now he's basically back to kind of square one this year, and we see
Yep.
what the patience has done this year using Milroe, Tommy Reese, and Kevin Steele. He was already familiar with, so it's kind of like a different process, but it's paid off for us this year.
Yeah. It's
If you
it's like
want
hitting the reset button.
yeah, it's kind of like hitting the reset button.
The reset button is what I call it.
But that was his first year, and he's not talent empty like he was when he first got here. He does have more talent, so he does have a step up. But next year, using this system, what he's doing now, if we can keep Tommy Reese here and Kevin Steele or similar coaching, next year there ain't gonna be no second guessing against Texas and everybody else. We will be in the
No.
playoffs
Oh,
with the 12 team. And
Mhm.
I look for national championship at least next year. If the committee keeps us out this year, we will have it next year.
Well,
That's
and
my
Yep.
opinion.
But we never know. We never know. We might sneak in at that 4th spot. Like I say, if we,
that's
like I say, it's always a possibility.
that's the
We still got these conference games that's got to get played.
that's the
We
beautiful
have
thing about
like
what we got set up.
all these different conference games got to get played.
I,
We got to see how it plays out.
I can't wait for this 12-team playoff personally, just because last
Oh,
year's Alabama team would have wrecked shop in that playoff. Now I ain't saying we would have beat Georgia necessarily. It would have been a good ball game. We would have had the best chance to do it compared to everybody else.
yes.
But I mean, that Georgia team was loaded. I mean, they were an NFL caliber team nearly, but
Mhm.
we would have wrecked shop.
See that? That tells me that I think that's who I'm thinking it is. That tells me all I need to know right there.
Oh Lord. Like I've been saying it. They might not want to thump their chest too like that. They might not. You might not, because we don't know what's going to happen in the SEC championship.
No, we don't. No,
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 the Hyundai coming back.
He's doing the same thing, going to the right.
Okay.
but tell them quick.
Well,
We're gonna know the damn curve.
it looked like it was in the red. Might have been. It might have been. It had some dents on it and stuff. The hood bent. I know the hood was bent. Yeah, I know the hood was bent. Yep.
All right, Blake. We're gonna get you off here. We're gonna get another one in here.
All right.
Yep. Let you go back to work. Good seeing you again, and we'll holler back at you after a while. Okay, bud.
All right.
All right.
All right. Roll Tide.
Roll
Hey,
Tide.
buddy,
See
roll
you.
Tide. Hey, I've enjoyed you on the show last night. Say, bud. I figure it's easier to do it this way.
Oh, there's that man.
Yeah, that's my professional cusser right
What's
there.
going on, guys? Roll damn Tide. Oh yeah, professional cursor.
That's my emotional coach right there, man. He kept me in check last night. We suffered together, and then we celebrated together.
I just had to kick his ass out real quick. No, I did not. Do not send me hate mail. I did not kick Coach Dude out of here. They'll be calling me Zapper and all kinds of asshole bullshit. I'm waiting for him to get back in. Uh, okay, what was we at? Jeez, just what he got up.
I'm just reading Ocean Drive Slim
That is big
rolling
sister.
Bama fans, and it's hilarious. I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't get in your feelings and get mad. This is hilarious.
Oh no, no. We don't mind it.
At the very end,
That's why we're doing this show.
His very last sentence here, he says, "You got to wait last minute and get the worst deals." That's funny. That's just funny, man.
It don't bother me at all.
You know,
I love them.
Getting back to the playoff committee, you know, if Alabama takes care of business, if they do, I mean, they've made an argument, but the first thing you got to do is go out and take care of business. You know, I ain't trying to plan the playoffs yet. We still got Georgia. That's the best team in the country.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Vad. What about the rumor of Texas A&M wanting to hire Kirby Smart?
I've seen it both sides. I've seen where Mark Stoops says he's not going there, and I've seen where people are pretty much confirming he is. So I don't know. I really don't know.
I wonder if the money's too high for Kirby, because there is that talk out there.
I don't think Kirby wants to leave Georgia. Look what he's built.
I think he would have been stupid as all get out if he did that.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's built a powerhouse. He's built the best team in the country on paper. Why would you want to leave to try to start over? And yeah, Texas A&M's got a lot of money and a lot of resources, but
they're offering him basically the same Jimbo deal.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia's the peak of college football right now. Why in the world would you want to leave? I don't think he wants to leave. I mean, that's his team. He played for them. I mean, nah, I don't see it myself.
Hey, money
talks, Kirby's gonna have to go through what Coach Saban went through. You know, them years where we had to go through. Texas is gonna hire, and they're gonna give him $30 million a year and all this and all that. That's what Kirby's going through right now. You know, and when you become the standard of football, everybody wants that standard of football. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna get a lot of money thrown up. But I'm like y'all, I don't think that's his dream job. You know, from there, only thing he can do is go NFL or go to Bama or something. I don't see him leaving Georgia like that. That'd be foolish. That'd be stupid. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I imagine in the 90s. Didn't he play for them in the 90s, it seemed like?
Yep.
I imagine from that time on, his dream has been to be the head coach of Georgia. And I mean, he's there. I don't see him leaving that myself. But yeah, the whole Stoops to Texas A&M thing, that's interesting. I don't know necessarily if that's the way I'd want to go. Don't get me wrong. He's made Kentucky football a little more relevant than they have been. But I think there's better coaches out there. They may not have as big a name, but I think there's better coaches out there.
Didn't Kentucky beat Louisville at Louisville?
Yep.
I think that's right.
That's a hell of a game for Kentucky.
But one thing, though, gentlemen, when you get to a certain level of coaching, man, you want longevity, you want consistency, and you want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to look over your shoulder type shit. Man, Coach Stoops, he basically got a lifetime contract with Kentucky. And the only way he'll leave is if he leave. The expectations for Kentucky football is, hey man, we go to a bowl game, we win 8 games. Congratulations. Woo! Let's get the basketball season.
If he stays that consistent at Kentucky, he'll be the best coach they've had since Bear Bryant was there. I mean, really,
he broke Coach Bryant's record this year for most wins.
Yeah, only thing he hadn't done is took him to an SEC championship. You know, as far as I think Bear Bryant might have won an SEC title there. I can't remember exactly, but regardless, yeah, you win 7-8 ball games and go to bowl games in Kentucky, you're set. You can be there as long as you want to, and I don't think you're going to leave that.
And then look at the expectations. Look at the expectations that he's gonna have to. Hey, as soon as you get there, you need to win. You need to win. You need to win. You know, that's sometimes, you know, we look at the money, and you know the grass is not greener on the own side and all. Even though the money might be good, but he might be there for 3 years and get fired. Then he got to start all over again. He an old ass man. It's not like he's young and coaching. And I don't think for Texas A&M, if they really want to hit the quote unquote non a splashy hire, but a great hire. They need to hire that guy from UTSA.
I like that.
Can
You mentioned
I-
that last week, and I agree 100%, man. I
Let me
like
hold you
him.
up for a
I
minute.
know the guy at Tulane's a little bit older than probably what they wanted to look for. What's his Taggart? Is that his name?
Yeah, I think Taggart, Willie Taggart, Coach Taggart.
But man, he's won at every place he's been.
True.
And built programs along the way. And I mean, he's done it from the bottom and continued. You know, he didn't just jump into a good job or a mediocre job. Man, he's coached at some small levels and built winners. And that's a guy I don't understand. His name don't get thrown out there like that. And I don't get it. I know everybody wants to make the splashy hire to draw attention to themselves, but to me, I'd rather have a guy that's going to come in there and build something. You know, he's not going to walk in there with expectations. And if he don't live up to them, you're considered a failure. This guy's going to start from the bottom and change your whole culture. He's going to change your locker room mentality. He's going to change the way recruits look at your school. And you let Tulane start putting more guys in the NFL, and look out. They're already a consistent top 25 team. Look out. They'll start dominating a lot of people. They're not going to get to Alabama's level. They're not going to get to Georgia's level, but they'll be a menace for a lot of people.
So what about the Oregon State job? You know, the Oregon State job just became available last night with their head coach.
I turned it down.
That's a hard place to play. That's a hard place to coach, I feel like.
And he won. He won. he won. So, and that job becoming available.
I'm sorry. We got some other people that want to talk to Van too. Coach Dude, stay.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk to you. I'm gonna bring Brock on. I'm gonna go do my deal. I'll be back. Brock, you'll have about 10 minutes, and I've got somebody else waiting in the wings after that. We'll bring them on. Try to give everybody some equal time. But Coach Dude, I don't want you going anywhere. All right, I'll be back. And Brock, you got about 10 minutes, brother. So have at it.
All right. Yeah, I just want to come on here right quick. And
what's going on, Brock?
Not much, man. I was a little bit disappointed in us yesterday. I thought we came out and played. You know, we came out firing, but I don't know, man. These penalties, bro. Like, is it without these penalties, we win this game by 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's the way you got to look at it too, though. You know, if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, that game's a lot different on the scoreboard.
Well, I didn't even see the holding call on the tight end on Dupree. Like, was it a holding call? I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Right, it was.
Dude, he keeps doing that junk, man. Like,
when it first happened, I said, no. And then I looked at the replay and I went, all right, maybe I'm gonna shut up now because it was holding.
It was holding. Can't do nothing about that one.
I actually thought the game wasn't called that bad. They missed some calls on us.
I don't know, man. I question them refs, man, because
it went both ways, though. I mean, realistically, it went both ways because they missed some calls on us too. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, they did, but man, like I was expecting us to whoop the shit out of them boys, man.
And I think we all were
expecting that. I was expecting us to put at least 45, like, and it did not happen. Defense played trash. Defense played trash, man. There ain't no other way around it.
They had trouble setting the edge, and that bothered me. It really did. They had trouble setting the edge, and that bothered me.
They did not play good, man. And they didn't play. And nobody's running the ball on Alabama this year. How the heck did we let these running backs run all on us? I don't understand.
Let me ask y'all this. Was it because of Auburn's performance last week to why, you know, everybody was so confident and cocky? Like, oh, man, they just lost to New Mexico State. We should just beat the shit out of them. When I know I've seen it in the chat last night both times and over here when a lot of people were saying that, man, Coach Freeze was preparing for Alabama for like the last 2-3 weeks. So that was his championship game. That was his
defense they weren't playing at a high level yesterday at all. They made a couple good plays, but Dallas Turner and Chris Boswell, but
did you
other than that, the secondary played horrible.
Did you watch
Caleb Downs made a couple good plays.
Did you watch when Georgia and Auburn played though? I mean, realistically, and I'll sit here and
Yeah.
down Auburn all day because I hate them. I dislike Tennessee. I dislike a lot of teams. I hate Auburn. But did you watch when Georgia and Auburn played?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
They ran on them too.
And that's what I told Georgia fans this morning on because I was in the space on X over there on Twitter X, whatever they call it. And they were like, "Oh, y'all struggle to Auburn, bro. It's a rivalry game. Like, why is you look? We struggled. We beat Auburn in 4 overtimes with Bryce Young, and we had the best quarterback in the country, and we won that game in 4 overtimes, just like Milroe just won this game in regulation, with a Hail Mary. And guess what? They think that we're gonna play like this in Atlanta. I got news for them, man. It's not gonna freaking happen. They act like they're gonna blow Alabama out. I'm telling you, these Georgia fans really believe that Alabama is just gonna lay down and let them beat us up and down the field.
Hey, why I feel like we lost today?
Because we had higher expectations.
Bro,
I mean, really.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I was not impressed with our
That's the
performance.
difference. That's why Auburn will always be the little brother. Auburn fans can get mad at me all they want to, but that's why they'll always be the little brother, because Alabama-Auburn game for them is their Super Bowl, and we're looking
And
past.
Jace is on crutches. Y'all know that, right?
No, I didn't. I hadn't heard that.
Yes, Jace is hurt. Jace is hurt. He's on crutches.
He got Justin.
But I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like,
he tweaked his ankle.
I'm gonna be honest. You can't see. That's why I don't mess with Twitter, because there's a lot of people on there that don't know a first down from a touchdown, and I ain't gonna sit there and argue with dumb people. And
Georgia Tech gave Georgia all they wanted yesterday too. So I don't want to hear shit from a Georgia fan.
Every fan base has got ignorance, though, man. And I mean, you'll never hear me get on here and talk shit about Georgia, because I know they're a good program. They got a good coach and they got great players. So I don't run Georgia down like that. But do I think we could give them the best game that anybody has? Yes, I do.
I think we're going to play our best game.
Play Georgia. And
I think we're going to play
we
our
got
best
as good a chance to beat them as anybody in the country would, or better. And, that's why they play the game any given Saturday.
I think we're going to play our best game against Georgia. Watch what I'm telling you. I believe we're going to play our best game against Georgia. It's something about Atlanta. Alabama plays their heart out in Atlanta. I don't know what it is, but that we ain't undefeated for no reason against Georgia and Atlanta. So I'm telling you, they can hang their hat on. Okay, well, y'all barely beat Auburn. Y'all barely beat a team. Okay, y'all barely beat them too. But guess what? It doesn't matter. Just like how Auburn lost to New Mexico State, they did not play like that yesterday. They played like they were losing their doggone mind. Like they were so focused. They were so focused on Alabama, trying to beat Alabama, and boy, they put up a lot of good performance, a good fight.
But if the shoe was
Even
on
though
the
they
other
didn't have
foot,
a quarterback, I wasn't expecting them to play that good.
But if the shoe was on the other foot and Alabama had a chance to knock Auburn completely out of a chance to go into the playoffs and hand them a loss and ruin their season, you don't think Alabama wouldn't have played up and played hard? I mean, teams get up for that.
I don't know. If Alabama wins, I don't think Georgia gets in. I think there's no SEC team going to be in the playoffs, because you still got Washington undefeated. Florida State, I thought they were going to lose yesterday. They did not lose.
Well, let me ask y'all this. If we're gonna go by that, then look at Washington and Washington State. Washington State was a 5-win team, and they took Washington to the very last second, just like Auburn took us to the very last second.
Everybody been taking Washington to the last second. They ain't a good team, man.
But they're
not like that.
Win is a win, though.
Win's a win.
They're not like
Look
that.
at a close game against, now, hold on now. We had a close win against Arkansas, a close win against South Florida, a close win against Auburn. I mean, let's be realistic now.
But do they really deserve the 4th spot?
Yeah.
If they keep winning, they do. I mean, I can't keep them out.
I can't keep them out either.
Now, if we lined up on a neutral field and played, do I think we could beat them? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I do. I think they're absolutely better. They got a killer quarterback. They do. But you got to take your fan goggles off just a little bit sometimes and be realistic and just look and be fair, because we want the playoff committee to be fair. So us as fans sometimes got to be fair too.
Yeah.
If Washington wins out and they win their conference, I couldn't keep them out. A win's a win.
Right. Right. And right now, honestly, I know a lot of people are saying Georgia, 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 but I'm going to say it again. Michigan is the best team in college football. And the reason why I say that is because I know people like, especially down south. I know down south.
I think Georgia's still the best team, man. Michigan don't impress me. I'm gonna tell you, Ohio State. The reason why they lost that game because Kyle McCord. That's the reason. Other than that, they win that game if they got a better quarterback. They win that game. Michigan did not look great yesterday at all. They did not look good at all.
So let me ask this. Let me ask this: when you got a physical team that's dominant on both sides of the line of scrimmage and can run the ball at will on anybody, on all their opponents that they have played, I say that much. I got to give them credit. I got to give them credit. And for them to beat Ohio State in the quote unquote the game like that, I got to give them folks credit, man. Their victory, to me, rivalry weekend was the best out of everyone's because of the stage, because of, hey, this is all for the marbles. If you lose, it's over with, things like that. That's why I got to give them credit. Plus of everything they got going on.
Me personally, bro, I can't stand Michigan. I think they're
I'm not gonna sit here and say I like them. I don't.
I hate them.
But have they went out?
They like Auburn to me. I can't stand them. I say that's they number two to me.
I'm not gonna give. I
I
don't care if they're good or they're undefeated or not. I'm not gonna give them credit because I can't stand their behinds. But I'll just say this: back to the Alabama defense, man. We had too many busted coverages. How we leave the man wide open for a touchdown? I just don't understand.
That's really a difficult discussion. I mean, there's so many things that play into that. Was it a bad call? Was it a bad play call? Did it not get? Was there miscommunication in the huddle? There's so many things you can say. I mean, and it's things that can be ironed out. I don't throw them in the trash over a busted player too. I know what Alabama's capable of, and I keep that in my mind. And we're capable of being the best team in the country.
I tell you what, Caleb Downs saved that touchdown. That pass deflection in the back of the end zone. Yeah, he definitely you seen that open field tackle he made on their second Robbie Ashford. Robbie tried to bounce outside and he came flying up on that boy and ate him alive.
Caleb Downs is the best freshman in college football, and that's where my fandom will take.
I think he should be an All-American.
He's the best freshman, and I agree with you. I think he should be too. He should be in consideration. He should definitely be a freshman All-American at the end of the year, but I think he should be considered an All-American period going into next year. But none of that matters to me. I mean, I want it for him. Looks good for him, and he's played hard enough to deserve it. But if he don't get it, I don't really care.
Right.
Hey, the only thing that I was more upset about was the undiscipline. I'm for these last couple of years, like I was saying yesterday, it's been uncharacteristic, undisciplined penalties.
All that fighting and junk, man.
Even
why are we fighting on the field and junk?
It's a high tense game,
players,
man.
control your doggone temper. I mean, you got guys slinging each other to the ground and fighting and pushing each other, and I'm like, man, come on now.
And I agree with you, but
it's a rivalry, but dang.
Game. And I'm gonna tell you right now, in high school and rivalry games, when I got in a pile, I did things we ain't gonna talk about.
Yeah, you gonna fight. You gonna fight before game, after game. So you
I'm
gonna
that
fight.
way.
But
I'm
let me
that
say
way
this.
anyway. 'Cause I ain't no boxer. I'm trying to kill somebody or send them to the doctor. I'm gonna scratch you. I'll bite you. I didn't grow up with a boxing pedigree, so I'm gonna do what I got to do to walk away.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's a
Somebody
high
push me
emotion
too.
game,
I'm gonna
man.
push their ass back too. I best believe.
All right, hey.
But see, let me say this. With the game yesterday, Auburn came out with the more physical mentality.
Oh yeah, they did.
Like, hey, we got beat up on last week physically, emotionally, financially. So they came out and was trying to take that anger from last week out
A
on
lot
us.
of people were saying Alabama got beat off the line. Like we was getting bullied.
We was out physical, right? We basically, this game was the first game that I can say that we kind of lost in the trenches on defense. But it's not just that. It was more of, when I say undisciplined ball, I mean with the eyes and everything. If you look at the linebackers was flowing with their eyes instead of staying in their gap and containing their gap. Deontay Lawson yesterday, 32, he did that a bunch of fucking times, and it was pissing me off. From the
But you know
opening,
what?
goddamn,
They couldn't catch Jalen Milroe. He was giving them heck behind that. Every time he would scramble, they would miss tackle him. They couldn't catch him.
Well, they ain't a
And
lot
you
of people.
don't even.
But Brock,
It doesn't look like Jalen Milroe's running that fast. It looks like he just gets past. Like he just goes past you. Like he's so quick. Like it doesn't look like he's running that fast, but he's gone. Like
Did you ever watch?
just a split second.
Did you ever watch Eric Dickerson?
Yeah.
Now, I was pretty young when Eric Dickerson was kind of getting out of the league, but he ran like he was a strider, man. He was leaned all the way back, looked like he was standing straight up, and it didn't look like he was moving, but he was gone. And a man that big can move that fast don't make sense to me.
But our offensive line played really good.
Yep,
Our
Vince
offensive
Young,
line
yeah.
has come together. I tell you that, doggone much. I tell you that. And Caden Proctor, he's gonna be an absolute dude next year. I got news for people. Alabama's offensive line next year, if we hold on to all the guys up front, I'm telling you, we're gonna have a good offensive line next year. Really good.
Okay. All right, guys, hold up. We've got other guests waiting, and yep, and I got Brock in more than 10 minutes. That was great, and goodbye, Brock.
Salute, Brock.
See you,
Yep,
Brock.
salute to Brock. I always enjoy them, but I've got other people wanting to get on too. So let's bring this gentleman on.
Justin, what's up, man?
What's up? Roll Tide.
Roll
Tide.
Tide.
How y'all doing?
Hey, can I say this before Justin go?
Yeah.
When it comes to Jalen, yes, it wasn't like even with Jalen. I just think the whole team was off mentally because like with Jalen, he had a chance. I was screaming, I was cussing and fussing yesterday. Jalen, run the freaking ball, run. Why is you? I don't know if it was his, it was just the mojo, the whole off up until we got punched in the mouth. And what I mean by punched in the mouth, that play where the punter was manhandled on the sideline, and I think that woke us up physically. Like, okay, hey man, these people they've been boxing us, they've been 1-2 punching us to death now. Let's go ahead and put some guards up and throw some hooks or something back and beat up on the body. We finally, it really took us getting punched in the mouth. We haven't been punched in the mouth like this since week 2, and it showed us something. I just wish next week Jalen would stop with that shit.
What is it that Mike Tyson always said? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And we've seen it with Alabama several times this year. Sometimes we need somebody to slap us real hard and wake us up. Like, we'll go into the first quarter of a lot of games sleepwalking. And that's something we got to work on. And I think we have been getting a little better at it. But then yesterday, we regressed a little bit. And that was as much as y'all heard me from the time I've been on this channel praising Milroe. That's my dog. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks I've ever seen come through because we've watched his natural progression as he's gotten better. But hey,
and it's been fun.
There was times yesterday where he got indecisive and he should have turned it up and ran up the damn field, and I cussed him like a dog. And I ain't ashamed to admit it. That's the couch coach in me, And you know, it's like my fellow media right over here says the muff punt saved the game. It very well did.
Oh yeah.
It very well did. We had some lucky breaks in that ball game.
But now, well, hold up. You got to give credit where credit is due. When it come down to it, Bama made the plays, and
Yes, and we
especially
won
at
the
the
game
fourth
because
and
of it.
Milroe. That
Yes.
was very, very important.
But
Hey, go
there's
ahead.
a lot of what if with that too, though.
Oh, I know, and it could
There's
go
a
a
lot
lot
of
of ways. That's why we play a
national
game.
championship team. We've seen it before.
All right, let me
But
put
you
in
know,
my two gripes, and then we're gonna see what Justice got to say. I got two gripes about last night, or what? There's many that we could pick from. One play I've seen, and I can't believe I'm saying this. C.J. Dupree was supposed to block a player, and I sit there and watch that man just stand there and watch him go around him, turn around and look back at him, and then turn around and see if there was somebody else to block. What the hell are you doing? You know, come on. That bothered me last night. And number two, Milroe, when you go across that dadgum line, don't step backwards or do this and start throwing the ball. Know where you're at.
Yeah,
Know where you're
yeah,
at. And I'm not complaining because he's never done it before. But I think the tension and the excitement of the game, he just didn't know where he was at last night, and that's what I think happened. But he needs to pay just a little bit more attention to that. I'm done with my little rant. Y'all go ahead.
At that point of the game, I was already rolling up change to get Coach Dude to come pick me up. We was ready to fight somebody. When he crossed that line and then threw the ball, I was so damn mad. I couldn't even talk good. I was on Coach Dude's show live, and I was just speechless. And we were done fired up mad. But yeah, I mean, he made a mistake, but he recovered from it. But we'll take it. We'll take 1 point, 20 point. As long as we're going forward and we're winning, we'll take it.
yes, sir.
Justin, what you got to say today, man?
Well, I just want to say one thing. I know I ain't trying to be, fussing at nobody, but I hate everybody saying that was a Hail Mary pass. It wasn't no damn Hail Mary pass. It was a pass that he knew who he was throwing to. A Hail Mary pass is something you throw up, you don't know who you throwing to.
Yeah, hence the Hail Mary, because that's throwing up a prayer. Yeah.
You're throwing to a spot.
Yep.
He knew who he was throwing to. So it
Yep.
was a pass. Wasn't
I
no
haven't
Hail
heard
Mary.
that, but it was not a Hail Mary pass.
No,
No.
not at all.
Yeah,
That was
it
a
wasn't no Hail
design
Mary.
play. And Saban even
That's
said we had worked on this scenario
hmm
in practice. That's not a Hail Mary. You work on a Hail Mary at practice, but it's chaos. And Coach Duke can back me up on this because he knows the X's and O's. He's a coach. Hail Mary's chaos. You hope you have a guy almost like in basketball that can tip and another guy that's ready to catch at certain points. You've seen it play out, but that's a hope and a prayer play. That ain't what we call. We call it a
Hey,
design
you want me to tell you how
play.
I know they practice on it? If you look at the formation when they was running down the field, I don't know what number that was, but Law went to the corner. The other man crossed right behind DJ. So DJ number 4, that's a guy that was DJ James for Auburn. His back was turned, but his head turned to the other guy, and it kind of made him have a decision on do I keep with him or do I go in his corner with him? And it was just a perfect play. You could tell that it was like a deep cross.
Mm-hmm.
Those two receivers like that. If you just look at it, so where it was schemed up perfectly.
Yeah, Miro kind of looked him off. That DJ James, he kind of looked him off, act like he was gonna throw it the other way, made him look off like you said, and then he seen he could catch Bond over there.
And that is Milroe's accession from great to elite right there. That's the beginning of it right there. Not only getting the play done when it mattered, but looking off defenders and then looking back, setting it up like that. I'm telling you, that's where he goes from being a great athlete who makes passing plays to becoming an all-around balanced quarterback right there. I love
And
it.
Is Coach Reese the quarterback coach?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Coach Reese is a quarterback and offensive coordinator. I said it just come across my screen about 5 minutes ago on my ESPN News. I'm connected to the ESPN News that Texas A&M is expected to hire Mark Stoops.
They ain't never been wrong before, have they?
Well, I'm just saying.
Good luck with
Just
that.
saying too.
Yeah, good luck.
I got something I want to get out.
I'd have rather hired his brother, to be honest with you. But go ahead, Icebox.
Sorry. Martholo Media. Now I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm thinking right, Van says that you do a podcast or something like that. So I know
you got a whole
camera.
channel over there, man.
We would love to meet you. There's the link right there. All you got to do is hit it and put your little bit of information. It's kind of like your name. Make sure your mic and your camera's on. But we would love to meet you. I want to know how you feel about Texas coming to the SEC and anything else you want to talk about. But I really want to find that from a fan or another creator.
He had a live going before we went live this morning. I was actually over there. He was talking some NFL, and he's got some good stuff. I met him in Coach Dude's live last night, so that's a good place.
Yeah.
You go to Coach Dude, you meet all kind of people over there, man, different fan bases, and I love that. I love talking college football.
Yeah,
so
I would love
fun for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would love.
It was some shit talking in the chat last night too.
No,
God, it was some shit talking.
I'm telling you, I had Texas fans beat me with ball back verbally. I'm talking about.
Hey, it's rough over there, man. It's rough, man. And see, y'all, we have to deal with the Georgia fan
if he
base.
wants to come on.
On my channel, man, I got to deal with Texas. I got to deal with Georgia. I got to deal with Auburn. I got to deal with a whole bunch of different fan bases over there.
I don't see a lot of Auburn fans, man. I don't know where they're hiding at, man. They're like roaches. They never die, but you don't never see them till the light comes on a little bit. Every once in a while, they have a good year, they pop up. But most of the time, they're wearing Georgia gear. I've already figured them out. They wear Georgia.
They rooting for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Coach Dude, I do. When y'all was talking about Michigan, Georgia, who y'all think should be number one and all that, I agree with you that Michigan, they have been able to run the ball on about anybody, but I still think Georgia should be number one because the only really good win that Michigan really has is that game yesterday.
It's an argument. But I see I think what Coach Dude said, and I ain't gonna try to talk for you, but I feel like when you watch Michigan, you watch the well-coached team. They do what they're supposed to do. It's a machine almost. Nobody's bigger than the sum of the parts, and they play as a unit. And yeah, we clown them because they've got to the playoffs a couple of years and got tore up, but they are getting to the playoffs consistently. I mean, that's a program that has risen up, and I mean, they're not at Alabama and Georgia's level to me, but they're knocking on the door. And if they keep recruiting well, and Michigan's gonna be a problem for a long time as long as Harbaugh's there and that system's implemented. And I don't even like Harbaugh, but you got to admit he's rallied the troops. He's been suspended more than he's won a bowl game, and yet,
man, you're just saying that because somebody's back there taking pictures of your plays and everything.
Yeah, man, he gave me. I called him, man. We had a duck race down here when we had Turkey Day, and I called him seeing if he had any info, and he gave me the wrong one. I didn't win. Bastard.
I still think they're gonna shit their pants when they are in the playoffs.
It very well could, but I can't sit there and say they're not one of the 4 best teams in the country.
Oh yeah, they're one of the best 4 teams. They're one, but they're just like Georgia. All season long, like earlier in the season, they really haven't played nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, and Ohio State is their only 2 games that they play.
Okay,
they handled the competition,
but they won. And I know we like to talk about Georgia's schedule or whatever, but they win.
Yeah,
it ain't like they go out against soft teams and they lose. No, they win, and they take care.
I know they win.
They take care of business no matter what.
But that's what makes you shit your pants at the end of the year in the playoffs because you hadn't had no competition all year long.
That's fair, but Georgia ain't gonna shit their pants when they get to the playoffs.
No.
Georgia's
I'm just talking about Michigan.
Michigan right now, the way I look at them is they got no credibility to them at all. They've already showed guilty tensions. You know, especially when you start erasing stuff off computers and putting papers in the shredders and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're guilty as all get out. So to me, they have no credibility because what they
But like
have
me
now.
trying to steal grades in high school, I didn't want to be
Yeah.
in school. I was always trying to find a way. Yeah, I'm gonna be a teacher.
I'm saying,
Getting
Michigan's got
answers.
no credibility. So they're what they got now. They could have cheated to get to there. So I don't give them no kudos whatsoever.
And that's a fair point.
At least Georgia, you know, is there in the right way.
I'll tell you one thing: if it's
Hey, so let me ask-
Georgia, if we get left out of the playoffs and it's Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and Florida State, we can go ahead and book it. Georgia's gonna win another natty.
Well, I hope so.
There ain't gonna be no competition.
No, I agree with that.
Well, you know,
agree with
I'm
that too.
personally this, okay. I am an Alabama fan through and through. If y'all see me last night, it's a good thing I wasn't on Coach Dude's show. Let's put it that way. He wouldn't have got no airtime. That son of a bitch, I love that. Oh, he thinks he's a professional cusser.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Coach Dude both should have just went to church this morning and made sure of it because we cussed enough send 3 men to hell last night, didn't we, Coach?
If I was to have walked into a church after last night, that building probably would have burnt down.
I'm like that when we beat up on Utah State 60-0. I was the same damn way. I'm emotional. I'm just like that when it comes to game. But let me ask y'all this. I know I heard y'all talking about, kids transferring and things like that and stuff. Oh damn, I forgot. Do y'all really think that we're gonna keep all the quarterbacks? Because I know y'all were talking about the quarterbacks earlier. And I just think that Ty and Eli will leave. I think Dylan will stay. I think Ty and Eli will leave. And I don't blame those guys if they will leave.
I don't either.
When it comes to the running backs.
Ooh, running back.
What? I tell you what, let's run that
When it
around
comes
the
to the
table.
running backs. Okay.
Are you wanting to go with quarterbacks or are you wanting to go running backs, Coach Dude?
Okay, we go running backs first. Quarterbacks first. We can go quarterbacks first.
Okay, what seriously, after this year, what do you think happens in the quarterback room with Julian saying coming in? What do you think happens?
I think Eli leaves. And I think Eli leaves because he'll never see the field at Alabama. Never. I think Ty leaves, and the reason why I say I think Ty leaves is because you have Jalen coming back and Julian is the future. And it's kind of the same way with what happened with Talaloa, where he was his brother. Then Bryce came in, and everybody saw the writings on the wall where Bryce was the future. It's Bryce team. So Talia was like, "Hey, for my career, let me leave." And I think Ty would do the same thing.
Yep.
Okay, Justin, what do you think?
Well, I'm about like him, but I think Buckner and Eli leaves. I think Ty stays for another year.
Okay, Van, what do you think?
I actually think Buckner stays. I think Buckner's wanting to be a coach. That's just my opinion. I ain't talked to the man, but I think he's going to end up being a graduate assistant. I think he'll try to hang around on the staff somewhere, start out low, learn from the greatest, and then try to work his way through the coaching circles. That's just my outlook on it. You got to think Buckner got humbled a little bit this year and probably sees long term, I'm probably not going pro. I mean, realistically. So why not hang around one of the best programs, learn from one of the best coaching staffs, and get my foot in the door early and get my second career rolling? And I agree. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I agree with Holston. I don't think he'll ever see the field. I could be wrong. I'm not a quarterback guy necessarily. I can't break down quarterback like I can a defensive line, but I think he won't ever see the field at Alabama. Ty's too good to wait 2 years. That's my thing with him. I don't think he's better than Milroe clearly, or he'd be starting, but he's good enough to be starting at a lot of other places and develop and grow and get better for his future, because he's a guy that could very well go pro one day because he's already got the athletic skill set to get there. He's just got to tie it all together. and have enough film, I guess you'd say, and get established. That's right. So yeah, I agree 100% with what Coach Dude says. I see it playing out just like that because Sayin is going to be the future, and Sayin's not like when Blake Bortles, not Blake Bortles, but what was the guy's name that come to Bama a couple years ago? It was a big time. Barnett, that's the one. Clear difference. Look at their high school tape. You can see it with Julian Sayin. You can see something special with that guy. And I'll even say that for Ty, as good as I think he is. If you watch his high school tape and the level of competition he played at in high school ball in Tennessee, there's a clear difference between him and Sayin.
Okay. It's going to. This is my thoughts. Okay. You'll have Milroe coming back next year. You'll have Julian Sayin coming in. We got some redshirt type players in there, or quarterbacks. I look for Eli. He's gone. I think everybody just about agreed to that. You've got Lonergan there, and you've got Buckner. I think you're right, and Buckner would make a smart move to stay and learn some coaching. I think he would be really good at that. Could be a future Tommy Rees. Who knows? Let's go with who's next up? Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson is a good pocket passer, and he also got some wheels. He's not a bad quarterback at all. This year, if he was to stand into the backup role, I would have confidence that he would do a good job. I ain't gonna say he's gonna do a Milroe job, but I will say he'll do a good job. But with Julian Sayin coming in, and if Milroe leaves next year, and I kind of look for him to, because actually he'll be a senior, he can make the money. Why not? I don't see Julius Sayin playing his freshman year. I see him redshirting and be in contention, not next year, but the year after that, in probably a three-way battle. If Ty Simpson happens to leave, you've still got Lonergan, and I think he's a fine quarterback. He's very well poised. Very well poised. We've seen that in the spring game. We haven't seen much out of that after that. A little bit of mop-up duty, but I really think he could be something special too and give competition to Sayin. And if Ty stays, there too. Go ahead.
Lonergan's got that dog in him. I've watched a lot of his high school tape. He's got that killer instinct to him, man. He'll put his foot on your neck and finish you. And him being a multi-sport athlete, I like that. I talked about that earlier in the show. They train a little different. They see things a little different because they play so many different sports. It gives them different aspects. You know, I don't know. There's something about guys like that. Lonergan, yeah, he's a guy to me that I more look at like a Mac Jones. That if he sits around and waits his time, he could make some real noise as a junior or a senior because he'd have all that time to learn. But his athletic ability is right there with most anybody. I'm telling you, that guy's pretty good. And it's in his genetics. His daddy was a good quarterback. I mean, and baseball guys, Nick Saban Jr. mentions it in the chat. He was a baseball guy too, and he did it at a high level. The multi-sport athletes in football, especially at the quarterback position, you see a lot.
I'll just read what Brittany just said. Go ahead, Coach Dude. And say what you want to say, but then I want to hear what you got about the running backs.
Do y'all think Julian Sayin will be Nick Saban's last quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think Coach Saban will ride off with Julian Sayin into the sunset. I think that's going to be his last, quarterback that he will be. Whoever else that he gets in before he retires, with somebody else will reap the benefits off that. I do think Julian Sayin will be his last starting quarterback at the University of Alabama.
I agree.
Hey, Justin, you was on my show last night and everything else. Do you mind if I take you off for now and bring this gentleman on?
That's fine.
Okay. What time do you have to go? Hey, by the way, Justin, I do appreciate you coming on the show. You know that.
Roll Tide,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Roll Tide, y'all.
Buddy. See you, buddy. I hated to do that to Justin, but I have got to meet this gentleman. Look at that pretty face. Look at yonder. We have us a bona fide Texas fan on here.
Here we go. Him and Coach Dude got a little rivalry going.
Salute, Icebox, salute, man.
Yes,
Salute,
my
Coach
fault,
Dude.
Nate. You go ahead.
Salute, brother. Hey, I know he already picked Georgia, y'all. I'm telling y'all now, he already picked Georgia. He already been said it. He picked Georgia
Okay, well,
earlier.
we've had enough of him. We'll see him later.
Hey, yeah, we ain't gonna run Justin off too fast. But just talk about the SEC. I ain't too familiar with it, but I can tap into it because I think you guys got what, Florida, Bama, Ole Miss. It's a lot of powerhouses over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I think that's where we need to be.
Hey,
I think
y'all
that's
gonna be the
exactly
next
what we need.
powerhouse over there too. Next
Yeah,
year.
Say again?
I said y'all gonna be the next powerhouse joining next year.
Yes, sir. We believe that. But as
Oh,
a
I know
fan,
it.
okay, as a fan, in your perspective, are you really looking forward to this? Are you excited? Because where you're at now, you could be top of the mountain for in and out years or a lot of years with them in Oklahoma. You know how it goes. You in Oklahoma is basically the Big 12 right now. Okay, now you're back over here with Texas A&M, which is very helpful in recruiting. Of course, we got our big dogs too. We got LSU, Alabama. And every now and then you have to watch out for Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee. You got to watch them. They're sneaky little bastards. Every now and then we have our teams that'll pop up that can really scare you if you ain't careful. You can get stumbled up on real easy over here. I just kind of want to know how you feel about coming into an environment like that.
Well, with the exception of I mean, even though we beat Alabama this year,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a hard fought. It was early in the season too. It was early in the season, number 7, number 8 ranked. So with an exception of you guys, I think that we battle tested. I think we ready for whoever that comes up. Now, the Achilles heel, I will say, I don't know, for whatever reason, is the Red River Shootout. That Oklahoma Red River Shootout is always, it can go either way. I don't know what it is when it comes to that, but everybody else, I think we ready for it. And I think we proved that when we actually, won that game against Alabama this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hate to drop the Oklahoma game because it was kind of like, okay, so y'all just beat us just to turn around and lose to Oklahoma. But that's one of those games, man, that can just go either way with the Red River Shootout. I mean, we beat them last year. Yeah, we beat them last year, and then we end up and it was the same pass too, in the same left corner of the end zone. The last drive of the game. And hey, I've seen it before, so I know exactly how Auburn felt last night.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was getting at. That was a great game this year too, by the way. I watched it. That was a great game. I enjoyed it. I even said it on our show. But I think Texas, and I do think Oklahoma, they need a little bit more work than y'all do. Y'all got Shark over there now. He's a fine coach,
Oh yeah,
y'all gonna hold you on.
Level yet? No.
But be prepared. Be prepared. The SEC, you will get beat up on. It's not going to be the same as over at the Big 12.
But I think Texas is built for it now. I think
Texas, they are, but
they got good coaching staff. They've got good recruits coming in. They've already got great players. They stacked the quarterback. I think they're built for it. I think they're going to come here. I think they're going to make the SEC that much better. It's going to be funner to watch. I'm looking forward to it.
From a brand name, yeah, I agree. But the only thing I can say is Texas is not playing Kansas. They're not playing Kansas State no more. They're going to have to play Bama. They're going to have to play LSU. They're not playing Iowa State anymore. They're going to have to play Texas A&M again. See what I'm saying? Though it's so you're trading the good. It's a double-edged sword because it's some programs that you're like, hey, y'all should beat them every dang on year. Now you come to the SEC where, hey, any Saturday anything can happen. And then on top of that, when it comes to their quarterback situation, they're going to be in an influx next year. And the reason why I say that, Quinn Ewers just threw a wrench in everything they got going on because just like with Alabama, we're not going to be able to keep time with Zayden and Julian coming in. They have Quinn coming back. Malik is still there, plus Arch. Plus they have a top 5 with KJ Lacey, class of 2025. So they're not going to be able to keep everybody also. who they're gonna lose. And we also see that Quinn Ewers cannot, if he can't take the beating in the Big 12, how the hell we think he's gonna take the beating in the SEC?
Well, I'm gonna say this: Texas and Oklahoma basically just upped the competition in the SEC. I think that was a very, very good move.
I agree. And we kicked Vandy out.
Yeah,
No, we need Vandy. We need Vandy for that the academic rate. No. We keep Vandy.
Fine. We'll
Do
kick
you
all
think we care about academics? Jeez.
I
We
keep
care
saying
about competition.
I keep saying it. When Auburn leaves and joins the MAC program, I wonder if we'll play them at a neutral site. I just
They
don't
can't
think.
even go to the Sun Belt. Not the Sun Belt, Conference USA. You say the MAC, golly, at least put them in the Sun Belt. Oh,
I ain't giving them nothing. You know I hate them boys. I hate Auburn. I dislike a lot of teams, but I hate Auburn.
But I'm gonna say this though, as a college football fan, and I'm gonna repeat it, and I keep saying it. Like I said it on Mathello Live earlier. As a college football fan that loves the sport, that loves college athletics in general, having those brands come to the SEC helps college football. Having Texas back being good like how they was in the 2000s and back in the day and all this and all that, it helps college football in general because even though I'm an Alabama fan, it kind of got boring where you like, all right, we either gonna play Clemson or Ohio State in the championship.
Yep.
Then Georgia stepped up, so it's like, okay, we either gonna play Clemson or Georgia in the national championship game. You see what I'm saying? So it made it better for the overall, even with Coach Sanders and what he got going on out there in Colorado, those taking points, it's making it better for the whole sport in general because you got a lot of people that's starting to have their mixed emotions about the NFL and the game and the competition there, where now college football can be like, okay, let me pick up that slack. Let me get them NFL fans here, and it'll help out more.
Hey, that brings up a great question. And I know, Mothello, I was watching your show this morning. You was talking about NFL. Coach Dude, I know you're a Browns guy. I'm a Ravens guy. But anyways, do you feel like, real quick, do you feel like the NFL product is not what it was 5-10 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going down.
It is, man. And it hurts me because I've been an NFL fan my whole life. But between the penalties, between the lackluster quarterback play, because let's be honest, besides Mahomes, Burrow when he's healthy,
Jalen Hurts.
Hurts, but he has his inconsistencies. But there's not 5 great quarterbacks in the NFL, and that's just me talking.
Right.
I just don't think there's 5 great quarterbacks in the NFL. And when I was growing up in the 90s, dude, you had Warren Moon, Dan Marino, John Elway, Joe Montana was still hanging around, Steve Young, Troy Aikman. I mean, the list goes on. You couldn't call none of them bad. So what is it? Is it coaching? Is it the style that they translate from college to pro that's hurting the pro game? Oh, the money.
Wait a minute. Hold on. For anybody answers that, look, I've been told, and I'm not an NFL guy anymore. If I watch an NFL guy, it's usually got an Alabama player in there somewhere that I want to see how well they're doing. And I used to watch it all the time, but college is just so much better. I want to know something. NFL has drifted away from running backs like they used to have. You don't have the Walter Paytons, and he's one of my favorite all-time NFL players because he played on bad Chicago teams, but that man was resilient. You couldn't destroy him. He was just something else to watch.
Sweetness.
Okay? Yeah, you had sweetness. You had
in
my time, you had the Diesel. You had all these other. You had Emmitt Smith and Tony Dorsett's in my time.
Tony Dorsett, you had the Roger Craig.
Yeah. You see where I'm going with this. Now they
Marcus
want to back
Allen,
off
who, if he didn't play for the Raiders, would have been considered a top 5 greatest running back ever. I'll always say it.
Well, but you see where I'm going with it. They're backing away from the running backs as we don't need you as important as we need a quarterback.
A quarterback.
And that gets to me. I love a running back. Even now, the quarterbacks have seemed to be lackluster from what the quarterbacks of old used to be when they had good running backs. You see what I'm going with
that's
that?
a good point
That
right there,
they
Fox.
have degraded the NFL.
And I'm gonna say this:
That's
the
my
reason
pick.
why,
That's my NFL
Well,
take.
well,
Sorry.
that's why I'm back, fellas. That's why I'm back. That's why I'm back. College, learning, trying to figure it all out, see what moving parts that I done missed, and hey, it's exciting. It's a whole lot more exciting than just watching the same old. Don't touch him. You can't hit him. You hitting too hard right here. You tried to injure him. I mean, I don't get it. They not letting them play football. The love of the sport seems like it's stopping college level.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. It seemed like it stopped at the college level, and now it's all about endorsements and filling seats, selling memorabilia to the fans, and
Yep.
you
And
leaving
don't
us on
forget betting. Betting
and
lines.
betting. So
Fantasy football has ruined pro football because now people
analytics.
think because of how they get the points that guys are great quarterbacks, and no, that ain't it. Just because a guy scores 40 points in your fantasy football game, if his team just lost by 30 and he couldn't make the plays to keep him in the ball game, I don't care about his fantasy stats.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this.
I'm just
The
saying,
reason why I
it
keep
doesn't
doing
seem many heroes in the NFL like they used to be. That's what I'm. Guys, I'm gonna go out for a minute. Y'all carry on.
Fair.
I'll be back. Okay.
That's fair. I agree with you.
the
Go ahead,
reason
Coach.
why I keep saying money is because you gotta look at it like Matella was saying. Offense sell tickets. They put people in the stands. They gonna sell jerseys, all that. Don't nobody want to come see Ray Lewis hit nobody though. They don't want to see
Yeah, I love
nobody.
it.
And I love that. I miss those days. I miss a
Dude,
running back getting the ball 30
I
times a
used to
game.
stand up in front of my TV and watch Ray Lewis do his little pregame, and I try to replicate it. You know what I mean?
Try to do it too,
And
right?
dude, that used to get me fired up. And when him versus the Titans and Eddie George, big ass bruising running back, and they gonna meet in that middle, and we gonna see who's the better man today. That was exciting for me. You know what I'm
And
saying?
see,
see,
they not letting them do it anymore now.
Exactly.
They not letting them do it anymore. So, and I don't even know if the players are voting on it because they do have like a players union
Mhm.
to where certain things get passed through the union where it's safe to where you don't have the head injuries and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But let's face it, man. Let's face it. They are actually taking the fun out of the game where you can't even be a defensive player anymore.
Yeah, and you
This
see
is
what happened with
flag
like
football.
Junior Seau, and it was sad, man. He's one of the greatest linebackers of all time. And CTE and brain concussions, but they don't even 100% know what they're looking for yet. They openly say that.
But Van, at the same time, that's a job that you
Exactly.
chose. You know the risk. You know the
If y'all
rewards on that
told
shit.
me right
That's just
now I
like
could go out and make $100 million and put my family in a different tax bracket and make generational wealth, something my family ain't never had, and could change our entire lives, I'm not even thinking about it, dude. Put me in.
Van, not to mention,
that's just like
not to mention, and you actually enjoy doing what you do.
That's
not
right.
to mention that. I mean,
That's
who
right.
actually get that chance to actually just smile when you lacing up them cleats? You feeling good when that's a good feeling, man. That's a different feeling. Then you get paid, compensated on top of that. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm signing up for that.
And see, I'm gonna bring myself into this one. Like that's like with me in the military, being in the army. When I was in the military, I chose to do that. See what I'm saying? Everything that I have going on in my life now is because of those decisions that I made. My family is still, we're comfortable and things like that. But those are the decisions, those are the choices. I knew the sacrifices that I was making when I was doing them. Did nobody put no gun in my head and say, hey, you're gonna do this. No, nobody put no gun in them dang on helmets and say, hey, you're gonna play football. That's on those guys. So you know the choices, you know the risk, and there are big rewards out of it. But the thing is, with these owners and stuff like that, everybody is so, hey, I have to make the money instead of winning now, instead of doing those things to where it makes it's watered down. And this is like the NBA. If you think about the NBA, why did they change their rule for players sitting? Because people are spending their monies to buy jerseys, buy tickets, and these tickets are not $30, $45 no more. The cheapest ticket that you're gonna get is $125 in the nosebleeds. So they like, hey man, these people are doing all that. We want everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? We want the name brands out there. And that's what's killing it.
That's another sport that's been ruined by the lack of physicality. I love me some NBA.
Me too. But
Man,
it's hard to watch.
nobody gets
It's hard
fresh
to
in
watch.
the paint no more. You got them big ass athletes, 6'10", 6'11", 280,
Shoot.
and could run like a damn receiver. And you gonna tell me he ain't gonna get busy in the paint? Come on, dude. Not everything's
But
got
you
to be a
want
drop back.
Yeah, not everything. Everything ain't a half court 3-point shot.
Yeah, man.
You know, everything you got to bang in the paint. We banging in the paint. If you in the paint, you banging in the paint. Big bodies in the paint. The same in the NFL. You come across the middle. I mean, it's a chance that you might just get. You know, long as it's not head to head like a deliberate headshot. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But it's gonna be some contact coming across that middle.
When we Michael Irvin was a man because he would hit that bang 8 route. He knew what was coming, but he was physical too, and he was gonna make the catch, and he was gonna take the punishment from it.
Or he was gonna give some. Or he was gonna give some.
He was gonna give some. Dude. But you knew that's where the greats became elite, dude. Jerry Rice, same thing. He was hard to tackle. He wasn't the fastest guy on the field, but didn't matter. You couldn't cover him.
What was the boy from Seattle? The Caucasian man that played receiver. Oh man, Steve.
McCaffrey. It wasn't McCaffrey, is it?
Oh no. Largent was his quarterback, but the receiver.
Steve Largent.
Largent,
number 80.
Look at how Steve Largent and look at Wes Walker. Those guys. Those guys made a living off taking big hits, catching the ball, dropping it, first down, let's go.
Yep.
One thing is, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, well, these kids are bigger, faster now. Kids are bigger, faster now." One of y'all just brought up the name Eddie George. Mm-hmm. Eddie George was big as fuck back then. So it's not like, you see what I'm saying? You had Christian Okoye, you had Jerome Bettis. You had
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Nigerian Nightmare, dude. He was huge. People act like Earl Campbell didn't exist. Dude, that was a strong man with kids out there. I'm telling you. Jack Tatum hit him as hard as he could, and he still stumbled in the end zone for a touchdown.
Let me ask you this, Martello. Was Charles Haley a little guy when he played for the Cowboys on the D-line? He was a big-ass dude, right?
That's a big dude.
Yeah, big dude.
Okay. So the reason why I'm saying that is because the size of players has been some similar, the same from the get-go. Now, the game is faster now. I'll give you that. The game is faster. The size of these guys, they've been the same size all my fucking life. See what I'm saying?
Larry Allen was the most physically dominant lineman we have ever seen. Yeah, guys are huge now. We see 6'8", 350-pound guys that can run a 4.6, but Larry Allen could outrun a DB on an interception, run him down the sideline as big as that man was.
Van, one of the most memorable highlights, even from a lineman. When,
I already know where you going.
And I don't care what team it was. That's still a memorable highlight for me. We showed that to the kids in the high school. We used to show that play all the time. Like, hey, never give up. That's one of them never give up attitudes.
That's one of those never give up.
Yep.
Let me jump in.
Yes, sir.
If it's okay. I'm sorry, dude. I'll let you get back on it. I'm gonna put a smile on our guest's face. I'm gonna say Randy White. I love that dude. I'm old school, man. I'm telling you, I'm not up to NFL anymore. But Brittany, when y'all was talking about basketball, I'm the guy of Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Two of my all-time favorite players to ever. Well, I got a bunch of them. I'm a Clyde Drexler fan. Yeah, you know,
I'm Glide.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them I could name off if I sat here and thought about it of the old school stuff. But Larry was tough. And my other favorite player that nobody really ever recognizes is James Worthy. Yep. That man could about jump from the 3-point line and look like a statue in the air, not twitching, not moving, just had his hand up, looking like this, and it's in there. He dunked it in it. I mean, it was just amazing to watch him. But that's old school stuff.
I grew up.
Magic was a point guard, correct?
Yeah, he was a big ass point guard. He was one of the best point guards you'll ever see in your life.
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, Dr. J. We're talking old school guys. These guys were heroes to every fan base, even to other fan bases.
Yep.
You know,
Dr. J,
Boston
exactly.
was my
Dr.
team
J.
because that's who I pulled for. I even pulled for them in Huntsville, Alabama when they come to play Atlanta Hawks. I'm the only one in there going, "Let's go Boston." Everybody's turning around and looking at me. I'm like, "Fuck yeah." You know, so, but my point is, Marcelo said something about it a while ago. I guarantee you, I can sit here and say, "Hey, Marcelo, tell me some names on your defense," and I guarantee you, his eyes will light up and talk about this guy, that guy, and this guy. We do the same thing with Alabama. We about know every defensive player, offensive player on our team. These guys are our heroes to this date because they're not making NFL money. They're putting their hearts into it. They're having fun at the game, just like we have fun doing on these shows. We're not nothing but amateurs, but we have fun doing this. You know, they're doing the same thing. They're becoming our heroes of now and not the NFL is what I'm getting at, and not the NBA. Well, some of the NBA for y'all, but not for me.
Well, look at the NFL. Look at the NFL. They market towards people that ain't gonna watch the program no ways too. Like when Taylor Swift got with what's his name at the Chiefs. That's all we heard. Ain't nobody gives a damn about that shit. Nobody. And then and that's a ploy to try to get her to do it.
That was my Tony Romo. That's a Tony Romo, Britney Spears moment. I'm like, really? I say, I do not want to relive this again. Please.
Yeah, I don't need celebrities. I need heroes in the game.
And it started becoming where they actually had a statistic of how Kelsey played when she showed up at the games versus when that shouldn't be part of history.
No,
that shouldn't be attached to his history at all. How he played when he was with her versus when he wasn't with her.
That cheapens him, dude.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's watering down. Come on, man. She wasn't in the gym. She wasn't lifting weights. She didn't make the protein shakes. She did not do the 2 days.
They're building her up to try to get her to do a Super Bowl halftime show. And ain't no damn body that's a football fan gives a shit about Taylor Swift.
Nothing against the Swifties. Nothing against the Swifties.
No,
hey,
they outnumber us, dude, and they come at you. But
we love the Swifties. We do. We love the Swifties. Now, nothing against y'all, baby.
But
hey, Travis B, don't go nowhere. I'm fixing to highlight that here in a minute.
Hey, Icebox, I'm gonna go ahead and get down. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead. Van, salute, Coach Dude. I'm getting back in the chat. I ain't going nowhere though.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all for allowing me to come up to the barbershop and get a lineup.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, get that
lineup. Hey, it's our pleasure to meet you, man. We won't hold you on here, but you don't have to go nowhere because we're fixing to get out here in a little bit.
Drop your link in the chat so everybody can go over and see what you do and follow you because you got some good content over there. You're gonna be seeing me a lot over there, man. I enjoyed it this morning. And
likewise.
Man.
Likewise, iron sharp as iron. So I'm getting all my game on my college between you and Coach Dude. You know, that's what's gonna game me up and get me back on my college game.
Forget Coach Sanders.
Okay.
Oh man, that was something I wanted to get to too, man. I wanted to get to that.
Hey, don't go nowhere, Marcelo. Don't go nowhere. Let me get my part out.
Okay.
Let me get mine out of the way so y'all guys can have at it, and I'll take a back seat. Van knows I don't mind. Y'all talk NFL, I'm here. I might not be on camera, but I'm here. Travis B, you've been asking about the Bigfoot show. Yes, I'm doing it, but it will be after the college stuff. I'm going to work on trying to get some interviews with some people that are still in the game that I know of. It's going to be very interesting. If you have personal experiences or some things you want to talk about Bigfoot stuff, it's not going to be a segment. It's going to be a show, and it could be more than that. So, but that's one of them things that we're going to be doing, just weird shit. That's what I call it.
And, I love weird shit.
I love weird shit.
I'm all over the board, man. I got
they come be with us, you know what I'm saying. But it's not going to be till after college. Travis, get all the information you want. We will get on here and talk, and you'll be welcome to come on here or whatever you want to do. I've got other people that's already coming up with stories and stuff they want to share, and some serious discussion. And I've got some skeptics out there that want to come on and rebuttal and do that kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. With that said, I'm going to back out. And guys, we'll talk about some more of that later. But y'all talk some NFL. I'm going to back out of here, and I'll be sitting here listening. Okay, guys?
Roger that. Hey, you going to bring up Colorado, Mr. Van?
Yeah, Somebody
I
said
heard,
something about Colorado, man.
I heard Mothello kind of briefly mention him this morning on his show, and Coach Dude, you ain't never at a loss for words for Coach Prime. And you know where I sit. I think he's one of the greatest NFL players. I loved watching that man. I have hope for him in the coaching world, but I also think if he don't surround himself with better coaching and learn from them, because he ain't there yet, X's and O's wise, he's not there yet. He's got to surround himself with better people, use his ability and fame to keep recruiting at a high level, but he's got to humble himself a little bit. He's putting a target on his back. And I got mad at him when he called that offensive line out the way he did, because it's his job to coach them up. Don't just go out and get new ones. Coach them up.
Coach them up.
Coach them up. I'm not anti-Prime, but he's doing some things that make me question his abilities, and he's got to do some different stuff. And I wanted to get y'all's take on him right now.
See, this is my thing.
Well, I know Coach Dude got a lot to say.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just agree with that, and he gonna have to learn how to take the emotions out.
Yeah.
He gonna have to learn how to be a total coach, and that's all I can say about that. Take the emotions out and be a total coach. You don't have one or two sons on the field. You got 100 sons. How many ever players that you got there are all your sons? And I'm gonna echo what Coach Dude said earlier. They are all your sons.
Yep.
You have to be a coach. I'm gonna hold it out.
And see, I've been saying that the whole damn year. Hey man, you got more than just 2-3 boys, because you might always say Travis is his little adopted son.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you got more than goddamn on 3 kids on that team. That's like, okay, for myself. Even the couple years that I did coach my son when he was playing, I didn't let him call me dad. You had to call me coach. I am not your daddy. See what I'm saying? I treated him the exact same way I treated everybody else on the team. Matter of fact, I damn near treated him worse because I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that I wasn't going to give my son favoritism. He was the first one to get through tackling drills. He was the first one, if I had, oh, you ain't blocking? Come here, beat up on him right quick. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. My whole thing was the expectations that the media put on that shit was too high. And for the non-football fans, the people that don't know football, that's what pisses me off about the situation. When you talk X's and O's, and when you talk about what's the deficiencies with the team and what's this with the team, everybody say, oh, wait the next year, or this or that, this and that. And I'll be like, man, that's bullshit. Because the team that he inherited is not the team that's on the field. If he would have won 4 games with the team that he inherited from last year, I would have gave him more credit. But everything that he has, he brought all of that shit in with him. He only got about 10 players off the team from last year. And I'm like you, when you alienate kids that's on your team now, it's gonna fuck it up for the future. And we saw that. And that's with the kid that decommitted and went to Missouri. And he gave his excuses on, hey, I want to be coached up and all this. But one of the things I know that was in his dad's mind, because see, I'm a daddy too. And in his dad's mind was, hey man, my son go out to Colorado and he don't block for Shador 2 times. Coach Prime gonna get in his press conference and say, I need to find somebody new. I don't want to deal with that bullshit. See what I'm saying?
That gets in a young man's head, because we forget sometimes as college football fans, these are young, man. These are still kids. I'm 34. They're kids to me. 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. I mean, they're young men. And
the only one is not Bo Nix. Bo Nix is not a kid. He a grown man.
I think he was a teacher when I was in middle school, man. I'm telling you, he's old.
Man, when I've seen him, he had 6 years in the game, right?
He's been there a minute.
6 years in college, so he's been playing a minute. He done had a chance to experience everything, and I'm surprised when he hit the transfer report. I'm surprised they got him like that. Like, is he really that guy? I seen him play yesterday. I seen him play that, but is he really that guy?
He good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say great though.
Yeah, ain't great. He ain't that. He ain't him, not him, but he good.
Yeah.
No, he got to a good program with a good coaching staff, and they keep his jersey clean for the most part. And he gets stand tall in that pocket a lot too. I mean, I know he got some mobility. He ain't all that though.
So what you think? He coming out this year, right?
He ain't got no choice.
He ain't got no choice.
He is up.
I mean, he's 2 years away from drawing AARP, man. Like he.
So, Van,
yeah.
where you think he going in the draft, Van?
3rd round.
I can see that. I can see
Third
that. I, really can. I don't foresee him being a first round talent. Penix is gone after this year, right?
Yep.
I'd rather have Penix.
Penix is old too, though.
Yeah, he is. But I think he has better touch on his passes. That's just me. And he's done more with less. And that's the signs of a winner right there to me. You know, when he stuck around when Washington had fell off and then kept building back with the program. Yeah, I like Penix better.
So Van, is it giving you more Tim Tebow?
No, he's a better quarterback than Tebow was.
Okay.
Tebow was a way better athlete. I mean, that dude was a freight train when he got out of the pocket, you know. But yeah, Bo's way better thrower. Wouldn't you say, Coach Dude? I think he's better. His arm's better than Tebow's ever thought about. Tebow had that funky throwing motion, and he was a good college athlete. When you go pro, everybody's faster than you.
Yeah, he's a good. Ain't nothing wrong with being a great college quarterback. Ain't nothing wrong.
No, not at all.
Ain't nothing. But let me say this about Colorado, the situation out there again, man. Like I said, when you talk, it's more of the fans, and that's really pissing me off too. All these new people that are ran out there and stuff like that, and I'll be like, hey man, y'all, how you gonna serve 2 teams? No, I'm not. Like, how you gonna be an Alabama fan and be rooting for Colorado? How you gonna be a Texas fan and rooting for Colorado? That shit just doesn't mix with me. I don't serve 2 teams. See what I'm saying?
I agree with that to a point, but I can be okay with other people having success too. Because like I follow a lot of HBCU programs, and when Deion first got to Jackson, I was excited because it was putting eyes on the HBCU that hadn't been there previously. That gets ignored. There's a lot of talent there, and people don't put eyes on it like they should. There's good coaches in those programs, and people don't pay attention to them. And one of the greatest coaches of all time, Robinson at Grambling. Not a lot of casuals don't know him, and that's sad to me.
But see, this is the thing. Like I said, it's not. I want all. No offense, but I want all black coaches to succeed. Sure. And I want all coaches to succeed for one thing, because when you get a job like that, you moving your family around. See what I'm saying? And you get fired 2 years into it, the school got to uproot. So you know what I'm saying? For that, like I said earlier, for college football, I want it. I want them to be good. I want it to be good. But it's just all the extra shit. When you had all the people on the fucking sidelines, and then as soon as they start losing, don't nobody show up anymore. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody buy tickets to the circus anymore. Shit like that. You're alienating.
The media built that hype, but Deion welcomed it, and that was my problem.
He welcomed it, and what my thing was, I felt like some of the things that he did, he should have left at Jackson State.
You don't know how to coach.
So that's just my opinion. Like some things that actually work. I mean, with the high profile celebs and leave that at Jackson. That was at Jackson. Now we cleaning the slate. Mm-hmm. You had a whole lot of support, and you was winning. So we don't really know why they were supporting you, but okay, it is what it is. You brought a lot of light. You shed a lot of light on the HBCU. Now come to Colorado, but get away from the high profile celebrities and the rappers and the actors, get away from all that, man. Let's just play football.
But this is my thing about that too, though. I agree with the shine on the HBCU football. Being in Alabama, and the state of Alabama has the most HBCU universities out of every state in America. And my wife being an HBCU Alabama State graduate, I follow that. You know what I'm saying? I follow. I was gonna play baseball for Alabama State, things like that. So I was recruited to play baseball. So my whole thing when he was there, I was happy, and I was like, hey, give it a couple years, give it 5 years. So when you open that door, when you leave, the door won't close. And I was trying to explain that. Yeah, and see, when he left, the door was closed right behind it. You don't have goddamn on HBCU on ESPN like that no more. You don't have the celebrities going to the games. You don't have that. Eddie George is still at the HBCU now, and then nobody's talking about it. See what I'm saying?
Let's just keep it real. I mean, I'm white, clearly, cracker. But look at the NFL. How many black guys really get opportunities?
Are you a white boy? Is that what you're saying?
I know it's surprising, but yeah, I mean, my mama did put a lot of seasoning on my chicken growing up. But I'm a cracker. But
where's the disclaimer? Where is it?
Top of the sky. I keep it real, man. But,
oh Lord.
But let's be honest. The NFL has never given black coaches an opportunity.
Right.
You've got the man at the Steelers who's done an incredible job. He's never had a losing season.
But if he wasn't at that program, if he was at
Byron Leftwich.
If Tomlin was at any other team, he'd have been fired by now. You know that, right?
Van, I agree with both of you guys, because I was about to say I'm glad they didn't give up on him, even though they done had a slump. Because coaches go through slumps. Even Bill Belichick. Even Bill Belichick had, he got a slump going.
But look at Byron Leftwich.
But the Steelers don't fire. The Steelers don't fire anybody.
No, they're a pretty steady program. They've had 4 or 5 coaches since their beginning.
Right.
Like the Steelers, they got good ownership. But
and see, Van, that was a part of what I was saying earlier too. Like when the whole situation when he left Jackson State, I wasn't naive to the fact like, oh man, he should stay there forever. He should stay. No. Don't do that, because if you can leave, take your ass home, especially if this bet is going to benefit yourself for your coaching profile. But the thing was, hey, we know the track record, and I'm just being honest. We know the track record of black coaches when they get jobs, i.e. Charlie Strong. You see what I'm saying? They didn't give Charlie Strong enough time in Texas to do anything. He'd had two solid seasons, and they canned him.
So that's the guy I wanted to come to Alabama and be a defensive coordinator before they hired Steele. I wanted Strong as defensive coordinator, and Saban's got a couple years left, and maybe he could take over for Saban and give him time. Yes. See, I like Charlie Strong. Always have. But he didn't get enough time, man. He didn't get enough time.
Just like with Kevin Sumlin. Just think about with Kevin Sumlin. Kevin Sumlin won them. They beat Alabama, got him a Heisman Trophy, put billions of dollars into the program, and they canned him. And that's the same thing that I only thing that Colorado's looking at the money. Then nobody's looking at the wins and losses, because like I said earlier, since 2010, I just used 2010. Since 2020 to now, that program has been a 5-4 win program. That program is not they're not good. And they fire guys left and right. They just had a black coach right before Deion. That he was there for 2 years and they fired his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, and if with the competition stepping up in level, because he's not going to be in the Pac-12 next year, he's going to be in the Big 12. So the competition in football is stepping up for him. And when I speak on Coach Sanders, people be like, "Oh, you hating." I'll be like, "How am I hating if I'm speaking on X and O's?" I'm not talking about the man personally. I haven't degraded the man. I haven't done none of that. I'm just speaking on the X's and O's side of it. The X's and O's side of it. Instead of hiring Warren Sapp, who never coached a damn day of fucking football in his fucking life, why don't you hire a fucking real defensive coordinator? Why don't you hire a real offensive line coach? See what I'm saying? Things like that. You went for this splashy. He went to splashy shit, the glitter blitz. You went for Warren Sapp, but your damn offensive line is sorry as fuck.
I agree with that, and because at first when I heard Warren Sapp mentioned, because growing up watching Warren Sapp and being a defensive lineman myself, I thought, man, that's awesome. Because I loved Warren Sapp, loved his personality. I watch every interview he puts on YouTube. He cracks me up. You know, he keeps it 100 all the time. You can always say he does. But would he get that opportunity if he wasn't Warren Sapp? And that bothered me a little bit, because the D-line may suffer for it, because we see this all the time. High-level players do not always translate to the coaching world. More times than not, they don't, because they can do it, but they can't translate it to somebody else. It's just something they had. and it's hard to teach that. It's hard for those guys to teach that. So I was excited at first, and to be honest with you, if I was coming out of high school and I had a chance to play for 2 gold jackets in the NFL, Warren and Dion, I'd have to consider it, because I mean that's an opportunity.
Right. But think about this though, Van. How many of these kids really know Warren Sapp right now?
And
we know
fair.
Warren.
That's
they
fair.
The kids don't know Warren Sapp. And then you coming in and telling me you this. See what I'm saying? We dealing with the generation of kids now are different from when we growed up.
Oh,
see what I'm saying? We get a Hall of Fame. If a Hall of Fame coach came to you and said, "Hey, I'm gonna coach you," we eyes open. We at it. These kids is like, "Oh, you ain't playing in the league in the last 5-10 years. I don't know you. I got to Google you. If I got to Google you, them kids don't know you. They're not gonna really resonate with it."
Mentality, dude. It is. I give you that.
And the reason, and I'm gonna say that because I've seen it here in Mobile, Alabama, with a program, Williamson High School. Williamson High School had Jamarcus Russell. They had and 2 other guys that played in the NFL on their coaching staff. So kids was flocking to them because they knew of Jamarcus Russell. See what I'm saying? When Jamarcus left, everybody kind of fell back a little bit. See what I'm saying? Because of the glitz and the glory. See what I'm saying? And like I said, if I love the real Colorado fans. I love them. If they've been a Colorado fan for the last 20, 30 years, I'm great with you. But if you just came over and if you left Jack State and ran to Colorado, I don't respect you. That's just me. Because you're not a fan of the game. You're not a fan of a team. You're a fan of a man. And a man, no man is bigger than the game. See what I'm saying? But they're putting the man over the game. Colorado, the university, they're in a win situation because they're filling seats. They're making billions of fucking dollars. So they don't care. They don't give a fuck if they win and lose and go to a bowl game. They have a bowl game every fucking home game because the revenue's coming in. But it ain't about the wins and losses for them like that. And like I said, they're going to. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You say they. So you saying the organization really don't care about the wins and losses? They just want to fill the seats?
Yes.
So you saying the organization, the president, the president, they are in agreement with whatever Coach Prime do. However he do whatever he do, as far as a circus on the sideline, they are actually. You telling me you think that they are in agreement to whatever he's doing on the sideline?
Yes.
Like they condone it. So you saying he got the green light to do whatever, as long as they shed some light on this university, the transfer portal is open. So you saying it's all about marketing now?
Yeah, it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Now let me say that I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but that's all they care about. As a president, as an AD, and as the president of the university, that's what I want. I want to fill my seats. I want to sell out all this stuff. I want to do that. And if I got a Daryl Dockett as my dang on head coach, Daryl Dockett can't get 5 people in the damn stands with losing. But if I can get Coach Sanders and we losing the same damn way because we ain't won more than damn 6 games in 10 years, I'm happy because my stadium is full. I'm making so much money. They haven't made that much money like that in 10 years.
Now let me ask you this though. How long will it last? Because this is to quote Janet Jackson, "What have you done for me lately, society?" And if they continue not to win, do those stands keep being filled? I don't think so.
2 years. Yeah, this year, next year, and the year after that. If he is not in a goddamn in a 12-team playoff but in 3 seasons, you're gonna start hearing you're gonna start hearing it. You're gonna start hearing it. And see, you're starting to hear a little bit of it now because people are starting to see, like, hey, let's talk football. If you want to talk football about the situation, the people are starting to back off of it. But if you're talking everything else about it, people are like, hey, they're standing up. Look who's on the sideline. He had The Rock on the sideline. He had this person on the sideline. He had that person on the sideline. But what about
winning?
What about what happened in the game?
Winning. They on the sideline winning. I ain't seen nobody on the sideline the last 7 weeks.
Nope.
Can you not?
They had game day. They had the game day crew at Colorado. The Rock was up there with Pat McAfee talking. I mean, like, it was a big deal.
Circus.
Yes. And it's smart. It is smart because, man, they're making so much freaking money. Their merch is selling. And his boys are getting eyes on him, and they deserve it. Like Shador is a good quarterback, But
now, this is my thing, man. Van, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you
but
good.
Yesterday, from last Friday, when the backups got in, when the backup quarterback 16 and 23 got in, and yesterday, when 16 was the starting quarterback, why the fuck is y'all running the ball? Why the fuck is y'all max protecting now? Seriously, now all of a sudden you want to do trick plays and all that bullshit because your son, daddy ball. That's daddy ball.
So it's safe to say. I mean, I don't want to just go on record and say he want his son to get hurt, but he want his son to produce, and he want the stats to look good. And with that being said, he's actually getting hurt because they don't have the line to protect him, so he can throw the ball. So his stats, okay. I see what's going on.
And to circle back to what y'all originally said, he's neglecting everybody else on the team. And when you're in charge and you're the head coach, and you said this earlier, Coach Dude, you're the daddy of all those men. Not only are you teaching them college football, you're teaching them to be men because they're in that transition in life from 18 to 22 when you become a boy to a man. And a great coach will be remembered for not only success on the field, but off the field.
Oh man, that deserves a shot of Jack Daniels right there.
But this Coach Prime because he may end up teaching these boys something about life. I can't speak on that because I ain't in that locker room.
Right. Now this is something I can say. I said this on the fellow live earlier. When I talked about like off the field, he's doing a great job because we haven't heard none of the players getting in any trouble at all. Like even the I brought up Willie Gaines, who just got on the IG or X or whatever the fuck it is, and he was speaking of his feelings about what was going on, and he even said, "Man, I got a 3.7 GPA. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I came with you from Jack State. Why am I not playing?" So the reason why I said that is the only thing we've heard negative about the program off the field was tickets. These kids getting tickets because they parking wherever the fuck they feel like. But other than that, you haven't heard nobody getting put off the team for academic standards. You haven't heard nobody getting in trouble with the law. So he's doing a good job that way. It's just the on the field product that I'm seeing like that excuse my French, but that motherfucker had too much goddamn talent out there this year to win fucking 4 games. Bullshit.
I agree with that.
And if
they claim him and Coach Saban are fairly tight, that they actually talk. And I do wish Saban would tell him, look, man, you need to surround yourself with older, established coaches. Sit under that tree and learn from them and learn the game and keep building off of what you've started. You've started something amazing, but you've got to have the knowledge on the field to continue it because you're only going to rock on like this so far.
Right.
Well, Van, but Van, how do we know that? How do we know that Saban ain't told him that, and then Prime is being Prime?
And that's true.
You know what? And you know what? I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out what works for me. I'm gonna figure out. Okay, thank you, Coach. And I'm gonna figure out what works for me because right now, what I did at Jack State, I was successful.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
But that's bullshit. That shit that he did at Jack State, man.
I hear what you're saying, Coach. But I'm saying though, how we don't know that Prime just ain't stubborn. How we don't know?
We're working off pure hypotheticals right now.
Like he could, we going off hypotheticals. So I'm throwing that one out there too. Like this dude could just be stubborn, bro. Like no, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna figure it out.
Now we're gonna talk football. Let me say this from a football aspect of it. If I'm at Texas State, if I'm at Texas State, Mathello, okay, fuck it. We just used the Jack State. He was at Jackson State, right? Yeah, Jack State. Now his first year at Jack State, when he had nothing but swag talent. Let me say that again. The first year he was at Jack State, when he had nothing but swag talent, he was middle of the fucking pack. He did not win shit. So the next year, what he did was he went into his transfer portal and he brought at least 20 kids down from the Division I level, i.e. Alabama, i.e. Georgia, i.e. Clemson. He had a kid from Georgia Tech come in. So that talent alone with those 15 kids puts you above everybody else in the SWAC, no matter what. See what I'm saying? So he had a talent gap. When he went up against real coaching, like, hey, motherfucker, you got to out-coach me, what happened? L's all over the fucking place. See what I'm saying?
No adjustments.
The same
No
thing.
halftime adjustments. No nothing.
No
It's
adjustments.
not. He was getting his son killed. I mean, the whole
It ain't
game.
changed.
No adjustments at all. So I don't get it, man. Alabama made adjustments yesterday against Auburn. Auburn even made adjustments against Alabama. Like, adjustments got to be made to keep the game close so you can try to keep your team in it to win.
And that's why I've always had respect for JUCO coaches, guys that coach at JUCO colleges, because everybody that comes there either got grade problems or they're in trouble off the field constantly. They've got a certain mentality because they know they're talented. They know they're talented, but now they're stuck down here in this school that's barely got hot water in the showers, and you got to try to keep them focused. So these JUCO, hey, dude, if my talent would have been there, I'd have been a JUCO guy too. Because trust me, I wouldn't listen to nobody. And
I went to a JUCO. Because of grades. I went to a JUCO because of fucking grades. So everything that you're saying, I totally agree with you. I understand that, but this is my thing too. Okay, I'm gonna use USC for example. Last year, Lincoln Riley was his first year at USC. He brought in a whole bunch of transfer portal kids, and the success on the field was like, okay. Well, what you gonna do next year? I'm gonna bring in a whole new staff of transfer portal kids. And what happened? That shit was slop on the fucking field because you have so many different agendas. See what I'm saying? And like you said, when those transfer kids come in, you don't know why they transferred. Some of them might have transferred for playing time. Some of them might have transferred for disciplinary reasons. Some of them might have transferred for academic reasons. But they transferred from those universities for a reason. If they wasn't getting fucking playing time at the University of fucking Arkansas State, why the fuck you think they goddamn gonna be good at Colorado? Bullshit. See what I'm saying? And if you goddamn couldn't get recruited to Colorado and you went to Arkansas State, that means your talent level is not that good for that level. See what I'm saying? So, and then this ain't the NFL where you can bring in total new kids and it be good. This is college football. You have to build that shit. You have to build your depth charts. You have to build that. And if you're not in these high school ranks, building your depth, you can get your starter or two from the transfer portal. But if you're not that's good. That's good. Yeah. But if you're not really building your ranks up the right way, it's gonna be shitty. He's getting a whole new team again. So now I got to coach new attitudes. Now I have to build y'all into my program and get y'all up under my wing. And just like how you said, man, these are young kids. These are young men. Their attitudes, all that shit is fucking different now. See what I'm saying? So, and like I understand, like even with Dion, it's Dion, but you still got to recruit the parents and shit too. And if I'm alienating your son on the fucking field every Saturday, why the fuck would I want my son to go there? And it's shown. You've had two big time recruits decommit, and everybody like, oh well, he just got a 4-star athlete. He got a 4-star athlete that play what? He's gonna take over Travis Hunter's job. Who's gonna fucking block?
Facts.
Hey,
well,
I know you watch Coach JB show sometimes.
Yeah, I like him.
He's wild. But at the same time, you've heard him talk about it. And like, man, trying to keep all these mentalities focused. And you've got that coach, you've got that Matt McChesney guy sitting there in Colorado, played at Colorado, that has an academy for linemen, the 6-0 Academy. Dude, reach out, touch base with him, man. Make connections there. Get you some good offensive linemen. You got a resource in your backyard, man.
You got a plug, right? You were plugged in with the man who is putting goddamn on guys in the NFL at center, guard, and tackle. It's not like he's specifically tackle. This man is all over the fucking line. This man got kids all over fucking Division I starting.
Look at that center.
And he is
Look at that center at Michigan, dude. He come through there. That dude's a first round talent.
And that man bleed Colorado. That man die Colorado. He should be on my staff. I'm on some, hey man, how much do I need to pay you to come coach here? Because you love Colorado like that. Fuck a Warren Sapp who don't know nothing about this shit. Let me go get this motherfucker who bleed this shit, who died this shit, who is cussing my ass out because we are not doing the right thing over here. See what I'm saying? Shit like that. But they don't want that. They want the glitter and the glitz. Why the fuck did you fire Sean Lewis? They fired Sean Lewis and the people ain't scored 25 points.
I don't know what Sean Lewis had to do with the offensive line. I know he's the OC, but you also got a line coach there, man. What's up?
You ain't fired the line coach, did you? Did you? No. And then you elevated Pat Sherman. And this is my thing too. Pat Sherman been there with you the whole motherfucking time, and Pat Sherman got his claim to fame on coaching the offensive line. That's how he got his claim to fame. So if you got Pat Sherman there that was there with you the whole motherfucking time, and your offensive line looking like that, that's on the head man. The head man is neglecting that shit. Coaching malpractice.
All right, man. Well, we getting at the top of the hour, so we fixing to have to get out of here. But real quick, back to the NFL. I want some predictions. Oh yeah, I want some predictions. Super Bowl.
He gonna say Cowgirls. He gonna say Cowgirls.
Now look, I told you the Cowgirls are the cheerleaders, and I know y'all seen Dolly Parton. Oh, she looks so scrumptious.
Right,
Dolly Parton looks scrumptious.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Can we mute him now?
I thought Dolly Parton was the last surviving cheerleader from y'all's last Super Bowl.
Look here, y'all not gonna do my Dolly like that. Y'all are not gonna do my Dolly.
Y'all gonna have her. She's a volunteer fan.
Look here, man. Look here. Y'all not gonna do Dolly like that. But anyway, let's get back to the predictions, man. Because y'all not gonna make me a spectacle of me and Dolly of the Cowboys and the Cowgirls cheerleaders. Look, Dolly is the best cheerleader there was out there, man. She is the best cheerleader there was, man. You know what? Just for that, I got to drink out of my cup. Hold on, man.
Hey, I'll give her credit. Her performance was better than what Detroit brought. Oh man. Oh, but anyways, Super Bowl prediction.
Eagles.
Super Bowl prediction.
Eagles.
Super Bowl prediction. Okay, first, before we even get to the Super Bowl prediction, Cowboys will be the NFC champions. They will be the NFC champions, and they will have to see either the 49ers or the Eagles. They're going to have to see them to get there. So I'm going to take the Cowboys on the NFC side, and on the AFC side, I got two teams that I think going to do what they need to do. Baltimore is one of them.
Yes.
I think Baltimore is real strong. And I got a sleeper team, man. I got a sleeper team. Jacksonville.
Now that caught me off guard.
Jacksonville for the sleeper.
They got the talent, man. They get slept on. That quarterback ain't bad. I really like the running back.
Etienne. I got Philly. I think Philly's gonna make it back, honestly. From the NFC, it's gonna be Philly and San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. Philly's gonna win. In the AFC Championship game, Kansas City and Baltimore, and I think Baltimore might fuck around because even though I hate them, I can't stand them. This is hard to even say, but we're talking football and how their team is set up. Long as Lamar be healthy when it comes playoffs, they'll make it. But gentlemen, salute. I love y'all, man. I always know I'm tapped in with every one of y'all, man. Salute to the chat. Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide, Coach Dude. Thanks for coming on, man. You know I love talking to you.
Is your prediction up?
All right, man. I'm having issues, man, because I'm trying to take my fandom glasses off for the Ravens, but I think they're a strong team if they get in the playoffs. I really do. That's a team you don't want to run across in the playoffs. Good defense. Lamar's a crazy quarterback, man. He will embarrass you quick. And Yeah, I'm gonna take the Ravens, and I hate to do this, but I could see the Cowboys getting there. I really could. Dak has stepped it up to me. He's playing better. He's more efficient. He ain't making a lot of mistakes. Their defense is nasty. And I think if they put pressure on Brock Purdy, I think they got the 49ers. I don't trust Brock. I just don't. But that would be my pick. Ravens, Cowboys.
Okay.
Icebox salute, man. I sure appreciate you. Much love.
Hey,
You ain't
man,
man. Hey, I feel like I was at home today, man. So I just went
Good,
on
man.
ahead and I just rode the whole show out with y'all. So
Come back
Hey, that's what it's all about, brother. That's what it's all about.
man. But hey,
Hey,
Van,
don't
remember
go
that
nowhere.
though. It gotta go through 40. It's going through 49ers and Philly though.
Yep.
It's gotta go through there. They strong. So
They
it's
are.
gotta go through there.
Yep.
We're gonna have to knock them off. And I don't want the easy win. I don't want the easy Super Bowl win. I want to beat the big dogs to get there.
Yep.
Yeah, I would pull for Dallas. I would pull for them. Don't go nowhere. We are closing it out. I'm gonna say this, if Van don't mind. Okay. Guys, this is what I'm starting to do on Saturday nights. It's late night bullshit. It's pretty much just like we were doing today. We just get on here and talk about anything, whatever we want to. After the season is over, football wise, especially college, it's going to be coming on at late nights, 8 o'clock beyond somewhere. We just whatever time we want to come on, and it's going to be from anything and everything. Everybody's been talking about the Bigfoot show. I can't wait to do it. But I won't be doing it on Bam Dam Sports. Bam Dam Sports is just that sports channel, and I'm gonna keep it that way. That's why I'm gonna start doing some stuff on my other channel, and that's what this is. It's all lowercase letters, Icebox and Icebox 1.0. You won't see me right off the bat. You'll have to scroll down and find an old man looking sideways in black and white with a Batman shirt on. You see that? That is me. And click and like and subscribe and all that kind of good stuff that everybody asks you for. But if you want to catch that show or get notified, you might want to click subscription on it. And I've already run through all my other guys that I was doing. So I hope to catch y'all over there on that side. I think y'all enjoy it. Maybe not, but give it a shot and see what you think. Van, you got anything?
Actually, I just want Mothello to plug his channel real quick. I was over there today. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely coming back. And yeah, go ahead and shout your stuff out, man.
Man, once again, I sure appreciate you, Van. Brother from another mother, you and Icebox, Mothello Media. Mothello Media, like Othello in Shakespeare. Mothello, Mothello Media. That's what I'm doing, man. On Sundays, I do Sports Talk Sunday. New channel. I just started around February or March, but then I actually started the Sports Talk segment when football season actually the NFL started. So I was just trying to find my way. I'm very passionate about sports. So I said I didn't really have to do a whole lot of thinking because I actually know the game. I just have to do a little research on the players, the coaches, and the stats. But I do love the game. So it don't matter if it's from Little League, Pee Wee flag, high school, all the way to NFL, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. I would definitely be back. I already done subbed. Icebox, I already put the link in the chat on Bam Down Sports on Mothello Media. I already done that this morning. I'll make sure I run that every Sunday before I go live. I go live 10:30-ish, 10:30 in the morning, a.m. Central Time. And it's, roughly about an hour. And yeah, that's it, man.
Okay. All right.
Have fun, man.
Good. Hey,
anytime.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you on here, and get ready for some SEC play. It's fixing to get really interesting. Y'all was talking earlier about Colorado and Coach Prime and all this and that kind of stuff. I look at it this way. I look for interesting things in football. Every year I look for a player or two on defense, some on offense, but defense is my kind of niche, you might say, that I like to watch for. And watching Texas and Oklahoma come in next year is going to be very interesting. I will be strapped to my seat because that's going to be one hell of a ride. I know it's going to be different for all teams around, and it's just going to really, really jack up the SEC. I look forward to it. It's going to be very interesting, and I think you will enjoy that you've come over here. I think you will. Fan bases is crazy. I don't know what you go through down there, but wait till you start talking to Georgia fans, yeah, Lord, and Tennessee fans. Oh man, you're in for a treat. So, all right, let's see here. He fell out for a second. There we go. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Man, you got anything else, buddy?
I just want to say, big game coming up this next Saturday. Roll damn Tide, and
Yep.
we'll see what happens.
All right, we are going. Are we going out the old way, or you just want to go out?
I go out the old way.
All right, guys, we're going to leave it out there with the voice of the bear. Y'all have a good Sunday, and we will see y'all Tuesday night on the Horseman Show at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll see y'all then. Roll Tide, and thank you, Marcelo. I hope I'm saying that right, brother. All right, guys, we're out.
You've got to be better in all three areas of life, which of course are spiritual, mental, and physical. You must be able to discipline yourself. If you don't learn but one thing out of football, it'll be worthwhile. There's certain sacrifices that you will have to make. There are going to be many sacrifices you have to make in later life. To fight. Oh, I don't mean fist fight. I mean to get up and come back and get up and come back and get up and come back again after you've been knocked down. And that could happen to you in later life. But if it does, you're going to know how to handle it. There's no one that ever has or ever will accomplish anything alone. I've read about self-made men. That's Tommy rot, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even know how to define intangibles. And I know that if you learn these lessons, you'll have it. And if you have it, you'll win, and you'll be better prepared in those three areas of life that we've been talking about. That there are going to be times for everyone that you're going to get discouraged. But if you never lose sight of your objective and never give up on yourself, if we do that as a team, 11 at the time, 4 years from now, why, we'll be walking out of here the national champion.